populated areas, places where social distancing and frequent hand washing are often impossible. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
And the entire continent of Africa has now been declared free of polio.
Oh my God, that's great.
And we are up. And deeper savings required.
Well, where is it?
And a deep voice. Like mine. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding driveways. And save even more for driving safely.
Well, where's polio still found?
Where's polio still found?
Well, if Africa is free of it, they would have said the world is now free.
India?
So you think it's India's subcontinent?
I would say, yeah, I've heard of it.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Slipper Super Pet Kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths take up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part, sweep are so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum. Easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Slipper Sweeper Pet Kit. Because shed happens. KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW News Time, 10:03. Colorado's coronavirus numbers continue to show improvement.
You doing, buddy?
I'm just hanging.
Oh, good. I got the phones up, as you can see.
Yes, good.
Did my camera come up?
I didn't try it yet, so I'll do it.
Hopefully my internet's better.
What was it, Mark? Do you know?
I don't know. CenturyLink did something. We had other people in the neighborhood. We saw on the neighborhood Facebook complaining.
So I need a headline for this scumbag motherfucker.
How about that headline? Scumbag motherfucker.
Oh, that's good.
The Scumbag Millionaire.
That was a great movie, wasn't it?
What was it?
Slumdog Millionaire?
Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh my God, it was so good. Okay, I need his actual company name, and I know it was Other Side.
Other Side Outdoor Living Space.
And Other Side is one word or two?
Other Side is one word.
It is? Is that what you would say?
I will get this one. I'll look him up. I'll get it right from his Facebook.
Hello?
We've been trying to reach you.
The Other Side, it's two words. The Other
Okay, Other
Space
Side. Yes.
The Other Side is one
Go ahead,
word.
Dan.
Outdoor
Living.
Scapes.
Is Living Scapes one word? Yes.
Two word.
Living Scapes?
Yes.
Jesus, he's bad. Okay.
LLC.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it says on his thing. His nickname is Philly. Philly.
Shop now.
You know, people often ask me for a roofing recommendation. I say, Excel Roofing. 36,000 satisfied customers. I'm one of them. In business, 27 years with the same.
There he came up.
Huh?
Oh, Mark's camera came up.
Until you're content. And there's no.
Hey guys, it's Ant. You're on in a minute.
Yo,
Thanks, Ant.
Yo, Ant.
Yo, Anthony! Ants! No, it's not Anthony. It's Antonio.
You know, in roofing, there are so many companies.
I think. Or whatever the hell.
Whatever you're going by today.
Come on, I usually come up with a tricky headline with his name, David Philibom. Philibom is full of shit. Philibom.
Philibom is Phil of
Okay. Avoid this thief. I would just like to say that.
This is Dave Logan from the law office. This is Dave Mathis, serious law firm for serious cases.
He came from Indiana, and he's a piece of crap.
He's from Indiana.
Yeah.
Confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's SMILE to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hey! solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life just a little easier. All you have to do is call. That's what we do here. We solve problems for people who call us. Isn't that wonderful? Can you imagine a full-service radio station, regular talk and then this? No one knows what this is because I invented it so many years ago. And accept no imitations, please. The original Troubleshooter, consumer advocate. In fact, every consumer advocate show in the country. There are a few more, and I love them. They sprung from this show, meaning they were actually interns of mine or were working with me at one time. Did you know that? One guy that was here in Denver I think he went to Florida and started a show. Another guy's in other parts. Anyway, so here's what I'm saying. You can get help with one phone call, 303-MARTINO. I want you to get on Nextdoor and tell people there. I said about that yesterday. I want you to call me and or write to me, and you can be one of my deputies on Nextdoor. You take that Nextdoor neighborhood, and then you can help work problems in that neighborhood, and we will give you the power of our office and our people, and you can let it be known. Because, of course, those are local little bulletin boards, and they're wonderful. So you can be part of it and say you're a Troubleshooter deputy. I hereby will deputize you when you contact us. We are working on several cases right now. One of them is this $25,000 thief. And I say 25. That was just one person. He took way more than that. David Philibom, Other Side Landscaping, basically. He has variations of that name, The Other Side. And he's a thief. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's a scumbag. I think he left his house now. He might be out of state by now. We don't know. But if you know about him, let us know, please. In fact, if you know about any scammers, let us know. 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's a website that I created for Panacea Life Sciences. And it's their website. I just linked to it with this, RealCBDThatWorks.com. One of the best, in my opinion, the best CBD product because of its honesty and integrity and dosing, because CBD in and of itself, by the way, is CBD. I mean, if you get real CBD, it's going to work. The problem is most companies don't have pure, unadulterated CBD, and they don't have a good delivery system. I love these chewable tablets. I just took some. But it comes in a tincture. It comes in creams in different forms. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Tom in the promo code, 30% off. Okay, so what's on your mind, Tricia? Tricia's calling about she's traveling, and she needs one of these tests. Now, my stepson took a test, a rapid test, already got results, I believe, and it only took a day. So what about you, Trish?
So my husband and I are traveling internationally in the beginning of October.
Yeah.
But the country that we're going to requires a PCR test, the nasal swab. And we need to take the test we need the results within 72 hours prior to us getting on the flight. So we were wondering if you know of any doctors or facilities that we could take the test within those time constraints.
Now, see, that's the problem, by the way, with travelers, is getting it right before you leave and making sure.
Right.
So by the time you land, that test has to be within 72 hours of when you land, right?
Correct.
And you will be landing where?
In Roatan, Honduras, on October 3rd at 10:30 in the morning.
Okay, so if we work back then, what's your window? Let's find out your window, and then we'll try to find a testing site.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we're leaving at 10:30, so we'd have to take the test by that Wednesday before.
Yeah, but will the test be, we have to, here's what I'm trying to get at, and you know what I'm trying to get at. It has to be fresh. So, you have to take it, what date is that?
We're leaving on the Saturday, the 3rd of October.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was on the wrong month. Here we go. Okay, you're leaving the 3rd, and we'll get there Sunday?
No, we're leaving Miami on the 3rd of October, and we'll be there 2 hours after that.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's only
so
a 2-hour flight
okay.
from Miami.
Can you? Will you be in Miami for a while?
Well, we're flying an overnight flight, so we land in Miami early Saturday morning and then hop on that 10:30 flight.
Okay, then you're not going to get anything. So you're leaving Miami on the 3rd. See, this is weird. So you need oh gosh, it's 72 hours. No, that's a small window because of how you're doing it. You know, the way you're doing it makes it difficult because you would have to get it. You said Wednesday. I think that you'd be beyond 72 hours. If you got it on Wednesday, 72 hours is Wednesday to Thursday is one, Thursday to Friday is another, Friday, Saturday, you're done on Saturday with that one.
There's a lot of urgent cares that offer 24-hour testing. You got to make sure it's the right kind of test, though. When we were looking at Hawaii, we had to cancel it, but they were doing the same 72-hour window. And the problem was some of the rapid tests weren't the kind of test the government of Hawaii wanted to see.
Even though they're not all the same. They're not all the same, the nasal swabs?
Nope.
Yeah.
But no, we're talking about, though, the nasal swab in and of itself. Is that, are all nasal swabs the same? Deputy Doc is saying yes. Mark, you're saying no? They're different? I don't know, actually. I have no idea.
I'm saying Hawaii had a very certain kind of test you had to have.
Test. Okay. So here's the dilemma. You're leaving Miami. Okay, you'll be. Oh, never mind. You're going to be there right away. So you're not staying over in Miami. You'll be there Saturday evening. So you're right. So if we do, I'll say Wednesday. So Wednesday to Thursday, Thursday to Friday, Friday. Yeah, you'll be fine. That's right. Wednesday. I would rather you get it Thursday. When are you leaving Denver?
We're leaving Denver on Friday night. And it'll be an overnight flight, so we land in Miami on Saturday morning.
To be safe, you should get it Thursday morning. But will these places now? The 72-hour window I get. But Mark, what are the soonest you can get results? Do you know, Mark?
Usually 24 hours. So I'm looking at one right here. American Family Care Urgent Care. They've got locations all over: Cherry Creek, Denver, Highlands Ranch.
And
they got them everywhere.
What are they saying?
Well, it's a rapid test. You get the results within 24 hours. But she does need to make sure it's the right test.
It's not the right test. I need the PCR nasal swab test.
Okay.
The rapid test.
I want to put.
They make you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. They make you what?
In Honduras, if you take the rapid test, they make you quarantine for 14 days. So there's no point in going on a vacation if they're going to make you quarantine.
In other words,
we need the PCR nasal swab test.
The PCR, you don't have to.
We got ours back. Suzanne and I had it done about, 3 weeks ago. We got it literally back within 12 or 16 hours, but you can't go to where we did unless if you have Kaiser. We went directly to our health provider, Kaiser, and they do the correct tests, they do everything, and it was really quick.
And you had the PCR test, Mark?
Yes.
Well, that's good. So let's try that.
I don't have Kaiser, though.
No. I mean, but as far as the results go, that was a Kaiser clinic, Mark? That was an actual...
Well, it's Kaiser's main... it's more than a clinic. It's almost like a hospital in Lone Tree. They have their own lab, everything right there.
Okay, here's what I want to do. That's why there's strength in numbers, there's wisdom in much counsel, as we always say. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to put the word out. We're also going to hand you over to Deputy B. I believe Deputy B is on this morning. He has an attention to detail like none other. Let's ask Deputy B and he was also in the medical field too, so let's have Deputy B research where in the Denver area you can get this test done, have the results.
And it can't be the rapid one. And you know what? She's right. I'm reading about it right here. Check it out, Tom. So here's what they say about the rapid swab test. It is highly accurate for negative. It doesn't mention anything about positive, which is very odd. And the results are 15 minutes.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So that means that she needs the PCR, as she's calling it, test, and it's only that test? Okay. So.
Yep, that's what Hawaii wanted too. Same exact thing.
Okay. So let's see, Deputy B, Daff, if he's on chat, let's get him on this. Plus, we'll ask listeners if they know anything about the PCR nasal swab. She needs to take it, and she needs her results Thursday evening, right? Before you leave. Before Thursday. Yeah, you need it before, but that's the soonest you can, the latest you can have it is Thursday evening because you're leaving Friday morning, right?
No, I'm leaving Saturday morning.
No, that's from Miami. That's from Miami. Or are you saying the email results you could take from, can they email you results? I never thought of that. Can they?
They can email it, and then we can print it out. We need to have printed.
Then hold on. Then you're right. You know, you can get results. You can get results by email. Damn, you could get results by email all day Saturday. You'd be fine. I mean, no, before you land.
Well, I leave on Saturday. Yeah, I leave on Saturday. We have to have the test results before we get on the plane to Honduras.
Oh,
so
okay.
I need to have the results
by Saturday
before
morning.
10:30 on Saturday morning.
Okay, I got it.
3rd.
You want the results before 10:30 Saturday morning so you can print them out. Okay, let's get that started. And Rich has some comments. Go ahead, Rich, and then I got to take a break. Rich, what do you have?
Yeah, we do a pre-test before surgery. It's within 48 hours. You must have a full test. She can have that same thing done if she gets her primary care physician to call in and request the test. She can get the test. You usually get the results within the first day, but it's within 48 hours you're supposed to have the test done. She could have that done like Thursday or Friday, have the test results as a printed form, or she could have it as a PDF, take it to her when she goes on the plane, so that would be her test result. But she have to have a primary care, a doctor request the test.
And where are these tests given?
She can ask any doctor to get the test, and then she can go to any medical facility, like an emergency department.
You mean like Quest?
Like Quest. And have that test done.
You know, like Quest Diagnostics. They're
she
all
can go
over.
Down to Pepsi Center. She can go to a Quest facility.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Rich. We have more coming right up.
30 seconds till Joe Lazare and Simply Floors. Which one do you want?
Can Donald Trump really beat Joe Biden? Now, Blitz, a new bet.
I haven't done them in a while, and then let Mark take Joe.
What is it?
Joe Lazare, Mark.
You got Joe first, 60.
Yes, it's the first one. Yes.
Yeah, just don't start it like when Tom was arrested. No.
Just go online to blitz411.com.
He didn't hear.
Is that wrong?
When Tom needed help.
All right, Joseph A. Lazara, if you ever find yourself in trouble.
No, what are we talking about here? Oh, my AT&T account. Okay.
Just because there's a lot of DUI cases. But he also does stuff like shoplifting, assault, maybe
he does things like shoplifting.
So he even had one case where a guy shot a police.
And he's never been caught.
I'm not kidding.
Mark.
This man can represent you, and he can do it in a
Mark, don't talk about that shit. Jesus
He
Christ.
knows that
He even had a man who shot a police officer. Got him off scot-free. No, I'm just kidding.
He's a great attorney.
Oh, God.
I can't stress that enough. If you ever find yourself in any legal trouble, please reach out to Joseph.
Supposedly shows.
Once again, DUI, shoplifting, assault. He does flat rate pricing, and check this out. If you mention the show, he'll knock $500 off his services, and on top of that, he will always talk to you on that initial consultation, absolutely free, and give you an idea of how much you're looking at. Joseph A. Lazara, write the number down, put it in your purse, your glove box, your wallet, your phone, put it somewhere in case if you need it, because when you do, it's going to be frantic, but you'll have it right there. 303-429-6200. Write it down, 303-429-6200.
It's more important than ever.
30 seconds until Simply Floors short.
Know what your business is doing. So if you've updated your delivery options, created an online store, or just want to remind them how to reach
Yeah, so apparently this guy, this David Philbaum, has a same thing in Indianapolis.
Customizable.
What are you talking about, Willis?
That David Philbaum.
Oh, he did the same thing in Indianapolis?
Well, he's got one on Angie's list in there.
adbuilder.com and get a free custom radio ad.
Simply Floors Inc. I love the name because it says it all. Simply Floors Inc. does Simply Floors, dummies. Hey, you know what? If you need floor coverings, how about having someone come to your home with an array of samples of all the latest floor coverings, anything you need, including LVT, luxury LVT that's waterproof carpeting, regular carpeting, hardwoods of all kind, engineered floors. They have it, and they have it at extreme discounts because they have decided, Buddy and Karen Mitchell, to be in this buying group of independent dealers and then pass savings on to consumers, and that's what they do. They also hire the best when it comes to installers. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Make your own appointment right there, SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Hey there, homeowner. Experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high, or are you suffering from low water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house...
Hey, Mark, so we're going to go over there to the iHeart building to take down that stand. Is there anything we need to grab that you guys left? Or?
No, man, that room is so packed right now, it's not even crazy. Are both of you going over?
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
Mark's trying to talk to you.
Hey.
Tom. Mark was trying to talk to you.
Yes, Mark.
Look at the new office when you get over there. This is kind of what I was thinking, man. First of all, this is going to throw you for a loop. The door's not going to be where the door is now, and I'm not sure where the fucking door's going to be. But anyhow, we can't even make a decision until we understand.
How do you know the door's not going to be there, Mark?
What?
How do you know the door won't be there?
Because Dominic and Mike Irby told me the door's not going to be there. They're moving it to the other wall.
Okay. All right.
But listen, here's what I'm thinking when you check it out. You'll see where the server stuff is. I still got to organize shit, but
yeah.
The server stuff needs to be right over there in the corner where it is now, because that's where the modem and shit is. That's just where everything comes in.
Okay.
So right there we'll organize where kind of our cabinet needs to go.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking, our two big monitors on that same wall, that'll give you and me space right there. Then we can set up 3 or 4 monitors that I'll go buy over at, wherever. I'm
yeah.
pluralist account, but we'll buy the exact same ones and hang them on the wall. I think we can easily have 6 people in there, but check it out and let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
I
don't want to organize it until we're on the same page.
No.
And then I think we buy the same chairs that Suzanne and I got. They're like $60 from Amazon. You'll see 2 of them in there already.
Okay, good idea. Yeah, and I'll help.
Just nice and organized. I mean, it's not going to look like our old office.
No. Yeah, but that's fine. It'll force us to be even more organized. Okay, I'll get in there today when I go to pick up that shelf.
I think where the door is going to be is right by the server shit on that wall, like opposite the coffee
office firm.
Okay.
Meaning opposite the iHeart little area coffee maker with refrigerator.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
10 seconds.
Save up to $500 when you get a queen bed for a queen price or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base when you spend $6.99 or more. Or save 50% on top-rated brands like Beauty Rest, Serta, and Sealy. Shop now.
When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting about it.
Do you Twitter? Follow the Troubleshooter at RealTomMartino.
And see.
All right, guys, you're back in. Here we go.
On Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630KHOW.
Hello, Tom Martino here, and I really am happy that you found the show. If you're listening right now, hang on. I promise you that this show is all about help, and help is universal. So you tell people about the show. If they want help, information, referrals, whatever they want, we get. When I say that we're not political, meaning, we will comment on issues of the day and give some personal opinions, but this is not a show where we have an agenda or a campaign or a menu. What we want to do is help people and eradicate liars, cheats, and rip-offs, for goodness sakes. And you can tell people, oh, you're having a problem. Call 303 Martino. This guy's been around for 40 years, and he solves problems. And I say he. It's really a staff of people that we put together over the years, and we have some really good people working on stuff. So 303 Martino, 303-627-8466. It'll come to the show when we're on the air as well. And so does 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Very important tax information coming up. We're nearing some deadlines, and we're going to talk about that. And then Robert wants to talk about a scam that he thinks might be going on. And I encourage you to call with anything that you guys have that you think might be a scam, or if you just want to get something off your chest. You know, so many times we use social media, right, to get things out and to just air grievances, and this show is truly like social media, if you think about it, except with one other component. We jump in right away, instantly, and then we can also get you some help. So, as I said before, it's like social media on radio. Robert has a problem, or not a problem, he wants to warn us. Robert, what's going on with you?
Okay, well, promise not to laugh.
Okay, okay.
I had an old-fashioned pager relationship, and this outfit is out of Plano or Dallas, I'm not sure. And
wait a minute. You had a pager like recently?
It's a scam, but I was a former customer.
How long ago
like
did you have
commercials that get a lot of airtime? Let me help you get out of your timeshare.
Yeah, but let me ask you something. On this pager thing, how long have you had a pager? Were you using it recently?
Late fees and on and on.
Okay, I guess you don't hear me. I'm asking, how long have you had a pager, and when did you most recently use it?
Probably 25 years, and then in the spring before the COVID.
Really?
And I tried to discontinue it around April.
Yeah, and what happened?
Well, the outfit's called Spoke Incorporated. I don't think there's a way to shame them, because I don't think this station is picked up in Texas. So I don't know. It's kind of like I might as well call the Boulder, Denver better business.
But hold on. We don't have to be aired in order to help, and we get streamed in many places. But here's the main deal: what are they doing wrong at this point? This company Spoke. Is this just a pager company?
Not acknowledging the service agreement, and I asked them to cease and desist sending bills, and they continue to send bills.
Because you canceled, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's the problem. You canceled this after so many years, and they still are billing you. Are they claiming you're part of a contract, or they're just not communicating at all?
Well, there is language of a contract.
I mean, did they say to you, you can't leave, you're in a contract, or what have they communicated to you? I want to know what they're saying.
Oh my goodness.
And do they only do pagers, or do they do cell phones and other things?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Okay.
I was referred to them by somebody locally.
How long have you been dealing with Spoke?
25 years.
Oh my God, that long! And the name of the company is just Spoke. That's
how it's pronounced.
But is it
Spoke Incorporated?
Spoke Incorporated. Okay, and it's S-P-O-K-E.
No E.
Okay, Spoke.
But
okay.
There's a strange accent mark over the O.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. So this is weird. I'm looking at I can hardly find... Oh, I got it. The Leader in Communications. Okay, so that must be them. We'll contact them for you. And do you have an account number and all that? I mean, what are they going to... What are they going to say? Well, they keep sending you a bill, but you don't have an auto pay or anything, right? You can simply refuse to pay, right?
That's what I've done, but the bills I'm on I think it's either 3 or 4 months a bill comes, and it's like I'm caught in some kind of a computer apocalypse where I'm just on this computer-generated bill.
Okay, I got you. And what did they communicate to you when you canceled? Did you cancel by phone, or did you cancel by email?
In writing and by telephone. There's a toll-free number.
Okay. All right. And they said to you, you're in a contract, or did they write that to you?
Well, I don't think that's the language. They talked about a service agreement.
Okay, okay. All right. So here's the thing. If you didn't sign one, you're not in one. And they can't do a perpetual one. I mean, they're going to have a problem. They can't just, I'm glad they don't have access to any of your accounts, so they're not taking money. And I know the bill is bothering you, but they're not going to, what can they do? I mean, what can they do? We'll get in touch with them. Deputy Doc, I'm going to have him do the old shakedown and call him, but we're going to need your account number and all that, and we'll get that from you off the air, okay? What did you use I'm curious now. This is just curiosity. What did you use a pager for?
Well, despite Colorado's reputation, it involved support staff for the lawyer's office. I did a lot of process serving and schlepping around.
And you found it pretty efficient to use a pager. You know, they still apparently, from this spoke thing, there are a lot of pagers still out there. That's amazing. If you think about it, yes, Steph.
I had to use one when I was a flight attendant.
Yeah.
Before cell phones.
You know,
yeah, they would.
Oh, well, stewardess. But Daff, you just said the operative word. Before cell phones.
Exactly.
I mean, almost everyone has a cell phone, and it would be like texting. But I'm wondering if anyone uses pagers, who they use, and what they use them for. That's curious. But anyway, we're going to help you. Let's get his information, Daff. Give it to Deputy Doc on the chat. And then did Deputy B pick up that other one to see if he could find a test somewhere?
I gave him the information.
Good. Okay, we'll see what he comes up with. When you set him on a mission, my God, he doesn't stop. So we'll see. Anyway, 303-713-TALK. We have open lines. You know, from time to time, I have to say this: we have phone problems, and it's weird because we never know. And with the construction going on at iHeart, it's hard to say. So if you have a problem dialing through, try 303 Martino as well, because that comes through another system. Or 303-713-TALK, 713-8255 is the regular number. And we'll just bear with us, keep trying, and then we have more coming up right after this.
Just Mile High State in about a minute.
All right.
Hey, that landscape is one word. He's got his, right?
What part?
No, landscape is one word.
Landscape.
Yeah, but he's got it on his one. He's all over. His birthdays are different.
This report is sponsored by CBS.
Travel around the metro area freeway system is really interesting, Dan. It's that.
Don't you think there are people who sound like victims?
Oh yeah.
This guy sounds like a victim. They're so passive that they let people just walk all over them and don't take any affirmative actions.
Yep, I agree.
The weather forecast: areas of smoke, isolated thunderstorms this afternoon.
All this guy has to do is throw away the bill.
A slight chance of storms early, then areas of smoke overnight.
Hey,
65.
Suzanne, what day are they coming out? The 18th?
Denver and 80. With your impact, traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
The 18th through the 23rd.
All right, Tom. Mile High State planning along, coming up 10 seconds.
And I'm talking to you, I don't know if it applies, but some sort of,
That's crazy.
if it were
CPS today. Sanctuary, non-operations eligible for taking.
the 18th, yeah.
MileHighEstatePlanning.com is Blake Harris's website, and it's filled with information. You know, everyone needs an estate plan, and not all estate plans are complicated. They can be as simple as a will. Some of them involve trust, but trusts are pretty simple too when you have an expert do it, and it's not expensive. In fact, Blake Harris will meet with you free of charge. And then not only that, come up with a plan and proposal to you free of charge. Only then do you decide what you want with flat rate pricing, so you know the price of everything up front. And here's what's important. A good estate plan, do you know, really protects you when you're alive as much as your estate after you pass. When you're alive, it protects your assets from lawsuits. It also helps protect you with capping the cost of long-term care. Ask them about that, for protecting your assets and still having them around for your heirs. Also to protect your heirs from stupidity. All of this. Just give Mile High Estate Planning a chance. Get a free initial consultation. 720-924-6171. 720-924-6171.
high and power in numbers kind of pin, power in data kind of pin, reach new heights kind of pin, modern digital marketing kind of pin, community engagement kind of pin, transform your business kind of pin, offering solutions for your business, driven by data, inspired by our belief in the power of numbers. Find what kind of pin we can be.
I want to see if this cell phone insurance actually works. First time I'm ever using it.
Or visit pinbusinessnetwork.com
What's wrong with your cell
for
phone?
more information.
My
Pin,
phone.
Power in numbers.
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
I cracked it for the first time. I drop it. You know how I drop it all
Yeah.
the time. It finally hazed.
Oh, so you can
Not,
see
what do you call it when it goes like that? What do they call that kind of crack where it goes like this? Look, all over, like that.
Oh.
Alligator? No. What is the word?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can't
There's a
think of it.
word for it, but it's not. You know. So,
Complete their own 7K run or walk from anywhere in Broncos country.
is it a little hotter, or is it just me?
It did not cool off last
What are you
night.
feeling a little hot? I'm going to turn on our fan again.
That's a-
Is it cool? Is it getting too hot out?
Well, it'll give a little cool. Come down there.
Oh, you don't have I'm gonna put down the temp a little. I'm a little. Oh, yeah. See, it's wow. It's still hot.
But your basement's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it is. Okay, but yeah, it is still hot.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look like? Are you financially prepared? Visit my website now at kurtcambier.com for your free portfolio analysis. That's Kurt with a K, CAMBIER.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
You know, I used to think that Medicare was one big complex mystery. What's covered? What's not? Then I made one phone call to United Healthcare and got the answers I needed. In one call, I learned I could combine my Medicare coverage into a single plan for little or no extra money. With the AARP Medicare Advantage Plan from United Healthcare, I get more coverage than original Medicare. My prescription drugs are included, plus other great benefits like dental and 24/7 virtual doctor visits for zero copay. Plus, it's the only plan in the AARP name. So if you are turning 65 or have questions about the mysteries of Medicare, make that one call to United Healthcare at 1-877-3-GET-UHC. That's 1-877-3-GET-UHC. Or go to getuhcmedicaretoday.com.
Paid active portrayal, benefits and availability may vary by plan and location. United Healthcare Insurance Company pays royalty fees to AARP for the use of its intellectual property.
Yeah, that David Philbaum is a junior.
AARP does not employ or endorse agents, producers, or brokers.
Oh, I gotta remember. I'm still writing this shit.
Oh, he's a spider? Is that what the kind of crack you're talking about?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Spider crack? Is that what you're talking about, where it goes all over in your windshield?
Oh, is that what they call it?
Spider crack?
What? What? I'm sorry, man. I didn't hear you. Thank you.
Go with a short thing.
All right, gentlemen, you're back in.
Denver's talk station.
Online at kout.com.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. How are you doing and how can we help you? Give us a call for any problem, question, or complaint. What do you think is on the minds of consumers now? Do you notice I said consumers going into the election? What do you think it is? Now, I mean, it might be a social issue, but what do you think consumers are concerned about? What are you concerned about? Like when it comes to everyday life. Now, I know, you know,
car dealerships burning down.
Yeah. Well, I should joke. we all say things like this, Mark. We all say, we'd like to, see the country more unified and all this other stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about in wide, sweeping, social changes, but more or less, what are some of the practical things? The health insurance right now, the way it is, does it need to be overhauled again? Is it good the way it's working?
Of course.
It's still basically, 90% Obamacare? They just took away the penalty, is it?
It's the most expensive insurance, I think, in any country.
When you look at health insurance, now Mark is looking at it from what he's paying and what he's getting. The same with me. I have never gotten less for more money. I've paid more than I've ever paid before and getting less than I've ever gotten before. Well, I'm not now, because right now it's unfair. I'm on Medicare right now, and with a supplement I get very good care. But I'm talking about in general. I'm wondering why we could not have a Medicare type system. Because with a Medicare type system, nothing you can go to other doctors that you don't have to go to certain doctors, and you can buy a supplement that is better than another one, and you can kind of choose what you want. I don't know. It's a very of all the government programs and things I've ever been involved in, I am amazed at how smoothly Medicare works. Their communications, their efficiency in paying bills, in letting you know what your explanation of benefits, what they call EOBs. I find it really good. Are you opposed, Mark, in general, to any kind of medical plans that cover socialized medical plans? And I hate using the word socialized because I don't mean it like it, as socialism, but it is a kind of form. What do you think? I think healthcare has become something that I think goes beyond just
if everybody had access to it for free, I would have no problem with that, because then everybody would be sharing in the burden, like Canada does. Now, do people come over here for quicker access? Yes. And if you have more money than other people, then I guess you can do different things. But right now, you have got a lot of people paying for everybody else, which is not fair.
Yeah, and those in favor of the way it is now are people that heretofore have not been covered at all. One of the biggest benefits, and I'm not saying, by the way, benefit to the country, but one of the biggest benefits to people, to certain people, is that with Obamacare, the Medicaid part of it was expanded drastically. And of course those people love it because they're getting free health care where they had none before. But then there's a middle population that really, 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 it's really difficult because they have a $6,000 deductible and they have some things that virtually make them, it's like they're uninsured. Because you take a kid, a young working professional who has to dish out $2,000 for a broken arm or broken leg, I mean, you may as well say it's $100,000. It's very difficult. By the way, Mike, ask Mike if he'll hang in there, because I'm talking about Mike in Bailey. Hang on, Mike. I got to take Michael Plantenga. I just found out he cannot stay on the phone long, past 11, and I have some questions I wanted to ask him. Michael Plantenga, Larson Tax Relief, by the way, Larson Tax Relief for tax problems, bills, collections, anything like that, back taxes. If you have issues, you should call them at 844 Larson Tax. Michael, the reason I wanted to get you on, our deadlines are approaching. What is the last and final deadline, even if you filed an extension? I mean, it's not tomorrow, but it's pretty close. When is it?
Well, the deadline for filing, if you filed an extension, is October 15th.
And that's going to be on us quicker than you really know. And on October 15th, who usually gets extensions? People think it's an extension to pay, and it's not. So even if they didn't have the money they extended, and they plan on, they don't know what to do because they don't have the money. Let's just take that one. That's the most common question I get. The deadline's approaching. I don't have the money. I owe money. What do I do?
Pay as much as you can with the filing. Now, it's going to take the IRS a few months to get back to them with balance due notices and enforced collection.
Yeah.
But pay as much as you can to at least show good faith.
And then you have to put an explanation, or just pay money?
Just pay money. And I'd always recommend making payments online.
Okay. Does that include the initial filing when you're like October 15th? You file your tax online there and make your payment?
Yeah, I would file and make payment online. Absolutely, Tom.
Now, Michael, if people have made payments and lost track of their payments, is there a way, do you have an account online with the IRS like you do at a bank? Can you go on and look at your file to see what was paid and what was charged?
Absolutely. It's broken down by each tax year and tax type. So, for example, your 2018 1040 return has its own account transcript with all tax balance due,
but what do we get? What do we do to get an online?
Everything.
What do we do to get online access?
Well, you can call the IRS to request it be mailed to your house, or if you have professional representation, you can often secure an account transcript within 48 hours or so.
Oh, no, I'm talking about online. Can I, you know how I log on to the bank?
Oh.
Can you log on to the IRS? And that you can do that with Medicare, for example. I think it's a brilliant idea. I mean, it's not my idea, obviously. Online access, though, I think would make things very convenient. But you can't do that?
No, that's a great question, Tom. And you can do that. You have to register for an account for the online services with the IRS, and you can get it that way.
And you just go to irs.gov to do that?
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, hang on.
It's called the transcript delivery system. That's what you need to get an account with to do that.
Really? So, and then you can, oh, that's great to know. I don't think any, see, a lot of these people were wondering when they said, how do I keep track? And then, another question I had. When you send money,
got a break soon.
And it's not with the return, how do you link it to your account? What's the easiest and best way to do that?
I think the best way to do it is always make payments online, and you'll have scroll down options to select tax year and type. But if you have to
hold on, online, but that's automatically linked to your account online. But is it linked to the Social Security number? I think they're saying. Is that what you do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to enter your Social Security number, so it'll go right there.
Got a break.
Have to mail a check. Make sure to write where to apply it in the notes section.
All right, we have to take this quick break. That's 844 Larson Tax.
Clear.
Sorry, bro. Thanks.
No problem. Master first, then QC manufacturer.
I got QC coming up, bro, after later.
A place for short comments about bringing the country together.
The Democrats don't talk shit.
Or not. Denver's talk station.
We don't always agree on everything.
And on Twitter.
Dan, I want you really to take the time, though.
Don't listen to
No, really. I want you to see what you think, because I think it's resonating. And I think a lot of people are fucking too afraid to say it.
Oh, they are. A lot of people, and that's what Mark is saying about a lot of it, is people don't want to put it out there that they're going to vote for Trump because they get all the negative. I mean, I got up there in Blackhawk, I know a lot of people, they're so anti-Trump. They're almost sick. They're almost sick. You know? And I don't, and they know I'm pro.
It becomes, that's what I mean by intolerance. Do you know no one ever did that to fucking Obama?
No, I know, no.
You know, you gotta, I mean,
none.
At some point.
Because you were considered racist if you did. That's what it was. You were considered, if you said anything bad about him, you were racist.
Oh my God.
And look at what they said. Even Bush, who never fought back to the media, you know, he got, you know, Bush lied, people died. What was that girl band and stuff? The Dixie Chicks.
Dixie Chicks.
You
Well,
know,
they got bad. They got bad.
Yeah, they got hammered. So, and after that happened, they quit doing it.
Shit, I gotta pick up shit, man. I am so hurting for supply. Oh, God.
But I will listen to her, and I'll listen to Tim Scott. I might listen to the whole thing. It's just that I did listen to what's her name? Oh shoot, she was a newscaster on Fox. She's a boyfriend of Trump Jr. or girlfriend. And they just yell, "Oh, she just yelled at the top of her lungs." The CNN stuff, I mean, there's just like, so funny, it's like
Have you ever, self-diagnosed your own x-ray? Only my teeth I look at when the dentist is gone. Listen to the Pete and Sebastian show on the... Oh, right here, you got QC Manufacturing Law. Or wherever you get your podcasts.
My whole house fan is on right now because the basement is cooler than the rest of the house. It's so great to use. I turn it on and then all the cool air comes up from the basement throughout the house, right? So it immediately has an effect. And then it helps your air conditioner work less. In fact, in this house where I have a walkout, I've used my air conditioning about 10% of the time. That's like a 90% savings. I love my whole house fan. It's in the attic, it's quiet, and the reason they call it quiet cool is because they remote mount it in the attic and then flexible duct to a little grate, a grill, about a foot by 2 or 3 in the ceiling upstairs. I'm looking right at it when I'm talking, right? And that's it. And it takes less than an hour in my case, in some cases an hour. They don't have to do any wiring except to a fixture upstairs, and then you have a remote control so you don't have to go and dig into the walls. I love mine, you will too. QCcolorado.com, 720-398-4510, 720-398-4510.
Does your garage door make weird noises? This is Dave Love. If you're having issues with your garage door, call Don's Garage Doors, the only garage door company I personally endorse. I've used Don's Garage Doors in my home, and folks, you should too. Garage is the end of your home, and you want something you can trust. Next time you need a garage.
But like I say, I think the country's hopefully wants a thing of pride. Everybody should have pride in their country. Everybody should have pride in their country. That's what I don't understand. They make it almost like it's a negative.
And I trust Fix It 24/7 to take care of me. Great news. Fix It 24/7 is offering $77 on 8.
If you live in India, you should have pride in it. If you live in Pakistan, you should have pride in it.
Then take care of you. $77 off. 720-526-3939 or fixmyhome.com.
Deputy B.
The news about corruption in Colorado politics should concern every taxpayer.
Get some more?
But Clint kind of has.
Oh, so Clint, I got to give him a call.
No, really, in fact, a lot of people that are effective are kind of nice.
Yeah, no. I got to call Clint tonight because I want to go see his cabin. He put in his gas furnace himself.
Oh, he's so handy.
God,
no. I knew him for years before this. And we were not really good friends,
right,
but we knew each other. And he was at the airport, right, when I used to be up there. Everybody would go to him for advice and stuff. And he had a tool, he had knowledge, anything.
And he's not scared to tackle anything.
He's not.
You know what?
And he'll do anything for people.
Yeah, no, he does. He's very good. But that's the thing about a lot of people like that. If you're not scared to tackle something because you feel you got the knowledge, you can do almost anything. He's not scared.
I miss him around here.
I do too. I like Clint.
But
I call him every few once a month.
For 40 years, Ring Reynolds has helped customers get millions in
Do you think that medicine is working?
For him? No, he's got 100. And let me tell you, his people they gave it to are not healthy people. 100 different people he gave it to.
Corporation. That is numerous tax write-offs only available to a corporation. Now you can meet Ray Reynolds on
Would you take it?
at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Call 800-490.
If you go overseas and go to
people, they said it's one of the most prescribed drugs in the world for malaria.
For malaria, right? And then also for what's that very.
It seems like anything that can minimize this.
But it's not.
It's like the fucking Democrats are giving anything that can minimize the threat of COVID.
What's the disease and stuff that they give high doses of that?
Hey, Tom Martino.
What?
Your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. And we got to go to Mike right now. Mike, what's going on with you, Mike? What's happening? How can we help you?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call. I am up in the in between Shawnee and Grant, up Highway 285. I've got no landline service, no cell service, and no internet. And I am actually on 285, if you can believe that. So I can't call 911. I can't pay bills online. There's nothing I can do.
So wait, there is no solution for you at this point as far as connectivity?
HughesNet for $200 a month, unlimited, which is what's needed now to, move files or do anything on the internet really worthwhile. Cannot use the cell phone for that. Verizon, AT&T, you get one bar at best, so you can't do any data. I've looked at Wild Blue, all those things, and none are solutions. CenturyTel, I visited downtown Denver, and they said they no longer provide copper service.
So basically, what do you want to do? I mean, what are you calling about? Because I don't think, hold on, and I want to explore this. I don't think it's a requirement that people have connectivity. What was...
it is.
Well, what do you mean by that? No, I don't think so.
Well, according to the Telecommunications Act of 19...
Now I'm going to let you finish. Let me just say something. What he's talking about, people, is a federal law called the Federal Communications Act. Go ahead. Finish.
According to the Telecommunications Act of 1934, in order for these phone cooperatives to get licenses, they had to agree to connect, both rural and the smaller urban areas that they provided service to. That's how they get the license for free. And, it might have been written about again in the Telecommunications Act of 1996.
Okay, but they're called franchise areas, and what it said was, when you are given an area to service, you must service it. But I want to tell you something, and you're not going to like it. That's because what it is they were given the privilege of wiring somewhere, and they couldn't do it with competition if they were going to put all that money into it. So what they had to do was have some kind of guarantees. So therefore, they would be granted a franchise. However, in exchange for that franchise, they had to also not just take the gravy. They had to take basically everyone within a certain extent. It's not everyone. That there are certain exceptions. However, that even went away because now there are no protected franchises. Anybody can go in and do anything. So there's no protected franchise anymore. They have to lease their lines. They have to co-op. They have to work. They have to allow competition. So I do not believe you can force it. But I want to explore it if you'd be so kind enough to hang on, or we'll call you back. You can give your number to Daff. She'll check with you. We have more coming up.
You're not alone. Stressed out due to COVID-19 and the shutdowns. Was your job affected?
Tom,
what's that?
I got to follow up on that pager thing.
Okay. Delayed filings and payment due dates, but that's over now. And they're not forgiving taxes. Back tax problems are real, but don't stress about it. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. If you have back tax debt, call my friends at Larson Tax Relief. They specialize in emergency and long-term tax relief. Larson can help advise you on strategies to get through the crisis in the best way possible. Larson will help you strategize and prioritize your taxes.
I'd love to have one of these accounts.
Jack Larson, guaranteed you'll be satisfied.
Which accounts? Actually, I looked it up, and there's like 5 different internet companies in Bailey. Now, he might be outside of Bailey.
844 Larson Tax.
I want to create an account with the IRS. I never knew I could.
844 Larson Tax.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
Coming up at 5 after the hour, listen for your chance to win $1,000 on KHOW Denver.
ABC News, I'm Mark Remillard. Tropical storm Marco was just the prelude to the main threat in the Gulf, Hurricane Laura. Evacuations are in place in Galveston, Texas.
Tropical storm Marco dealt just a glancing blow to the northern Gulf Coast. Now it's petered out, but Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards is warning his constituents.
Unlike Marco,
they should call it Hurricane Mark. Oh, nothing. They said the hurricane is petering out. I said they should call it Hurricane Mark.
Hey, he goes, hey.
Jim Ryan, ABC News, New Orleans.
FDA Commissioner Stephen Hahn apologizing today for overstating the life-saving benefits of using convalescent plasma to treat coronavirus patients. Medical experts and scientists are pushing back on the claims made by President Trump as the FDA has decided
That's what I said yesterday, remember?
Authorization for plasma treatment.
That the convalescent plasma wasn't proven?
First Lady Melania Trump.
The what was?
Remember I said, they just said that the convalescent plasma wasn't fully investigated.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
I said that yesterday.
You're a genius.
No, I just.
The Department of Health says 40 people have tested
Come on.
positive for COVID-19, and more cases are expected. The 10-day event was the biggest public gathering in the country since the pandemic started, with hundreds of thousands of bikers. 3 cases are from out of state, but health officials say they are only aware because of contact with South Dakota residents.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is on a taxpayer-funded overseas trip and is also scheduled to speak this evening at the Republican National Convention in his, quote, personal capacity in pre-taped remarks from Israel. Pompeo is now in Sudan, the most senior U.S. official to visit the African nation since the ouster of its leader last year. American Airlines plans to lay off up to 19,000 workers. Delta to furlough nearly 2,000 pilots unless Congress extends federal stimulus support. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
You ever wonder what that Nike logo is all about? The swoosh? I think I got it figured out. It's a sound where your money makes flying out of your wallet to pay for those things. That's why I wear Skechers. Because Skechers are going comfort, performance, and style I need for a price that is unbelievably affordable. Look, let's start with comfort. Nobody makes more comfortable, perfectly fitting shoes than Skechers. They've got every fit you could possibly want. Relax fit, wide fit, arch fit, stretch fit. You need a fit, they got a fit. And all the Skechers exclusive air-cooled memory foam. That's luxurious comfort. Oh, but you think Nike is the only shoe that performs? Think again. Athletes win marathon, set world records, and take home trophies in Skechers. Skechers puts the S in winning. Plus, they have incredible style. When you work and play and relaxing, they got a shoe that looks amazing. And they're even machine washable, so you can keep them looking good for longer. So if you want to pay an arm and a leg for Nike, just do it. But if you want an amazing pair of shoes for a price you don't need to be a pro athlete to afford, choose Skechers. Find the perfect pair at Skechers.com or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
K-How News Time, 11:03.
4 major wildfires in other parts of Colorado are having a wide impact on air quality in the metro area. Fox 31's Brooks Garner advises people to avoid strenuous activity.
Even for healthy groups today, at times the air quality will be unhealthy, thanks to a mix of ground-level ozone, particulates like dust and ash, as well as that wildfire smoke. Here's the rule of thumb. If visibility is reduced to below 5 miles, or you can smell the smoke, the air quality is unhealthy.
In addition to the smoke, you could also see record heat today. Colorado's coronavirus
I had this thing, and now I'm gone. Verify, okay.
That's about half of the figure from a spike in the sickness earlier in the summer. State officials say while
no history.
Good, people need to remain cautious with the upcoming Labor Day holiday and schools starting up again. Colorado's positivity rate for COVID-19 is just over 2%. Heading sports, the Rockies are on the road tonight. They're taking on the Diamondbacks.
Jesus Christ.
Did they lose or win last night?
They won.
Wow, breaking the streak of 7.
Yeah.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Travel around the metro area freeway system in really good shape right now. No stalls, no accidents, no major delays on the highway drive, both on and off the roadways. Things are looking good. There is a crash off highway at 56th and Central Park. Police and rescue vehicles remain on the scene, so just watch out for delays there. Outside of town, I-76 is open at Highway 52, but there are lanes blocked both east and westbound there, so watch out for delays. Weather forecast. Areas of smoke, a 10% chance of isolated afternoon thunderstorms, a high near 97 tonight. Storms early than areas of smoke overnight, a low of 65. Right now it's mostly cloudy in Denver and 80. With your impact, traffic, and weather, I'm Keith Wagner, 630 K-How.
Mattress Firm's Labor Day sale is going on now. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed.
Lupus is the one.
Lupus, lupus, right.
Is the one where they give you very high doses. Hydroxychloroquine.
Celebrated brands like Beauty Rest, Serta, and Sealy. Shop now.
I'm consumer
Endorsing Ideal Home Loans for good reason. Ideal is the only lender offering a free second look at your loan application with other lenders. And Ideal guarantees to save you money or give you peace of mind that you have a great deal. Either way, you win. Doesn't it make sense to at least check before you close on the biggest transaction of your life? Get a free second look. Call Ideal now. 303-867-7000 or idealhomeloans.com.
If you want to get your business on the radio and you don't need help from a professional, you really need to check out iHeartAdBuilder.com. Not only is it extremely affordable, online, customizable, and heard by 9 million Americans every month. It's just so easy. You can even make your radio ad all from your smartphone, wherever you are. Click, listen, approve, and get your ad on the air.
Called when you wanted to
get at iHeartAdBuilder.com. That's iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Nowhere in my history doesn't even show up in here. It's like, how the hell did that happen? I mean,
all right, gentlemen, you guys are back in about 15 seconds.
Text the nationwide keyword money to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's money to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
By realcbdthatworks.com. Put Tom in the promo code and you get 30% off realcbdthatworks.com, even for anxiety, if you don't even have pain and inflammation. By the way, I want to hear results on this. If you take it, let me know. CBD is up and coming. It doesn't make you high. It does, however, lift a mood. I don't know why. It's and of course it's not habit forming or anything. It doesn't even show up THC and blood tests. So what's on your mind today and how can we help you? Now, this is really important. Mike does not have service. He's saying, according to the Federal Communications Act, that he must have connectivity. That's really not true. It's really misunderstood. The Communications Act, by the way, is still in effect when it comes to blocking. For example, some subdivisions used to say you can't have an antenna, you can't have this, you can't have that. And when people took the subdivision, the HOA, to court, precedent has said they have to make reasonable accommodations. You can't just say you can't have a satellite dish or this or that if it's the only way to be connected. Now, Mike says his area of Bailey, there is no service of any kind. And I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if he was thinking he can make the phone company extend copper. He can't. In fact, even when the Telecommunications Act was in full swing, and it's still in effect, but when it was in full swing to protect consumers, when utilities had protected franchises, even then, they didn't have to expand everywhere for everyone. There were certain criteria that they had to follow. But basically, it used to be you got a franchise to wire an area without fear of competition. So you were able to make that capital investment knowing you would get that money back from users. Those users then had certain protections too, like they would be served. And they didn't want franchises coming in and saying, we're just going to wire this subdivision because it's densely populated, but this one we're not going to wire. So the point is that the Communications Act, the Federal Communications Act, does help. But in this case, I think Mike's barking up the wrong tree. I mean, I don't think he'll ever get the federal government to force anyone to lay copper to his house. Now, Mike, is this a newly developed area, or was this house there a long time?
No, this is literally on Highway 285. It's not even a neighborhood. And there's already copper in the house, Tom. CenturyLink provided service in the past.
Then what happened to it?
Well, I bought the house from an estate, and the person had passed away.
But what happened to the service? Do you know? I mean, if it's there, if it was wired, there must be some kind of switcher somewhere close or whatever they call it.
Well, that's why I came into Denver and went to the downtown skyscraper and asked that exact question.
And what did they say? Did they take out their map and look at it?
Yeah, they did. And they said, we're sorry, we're not servicing that copper line anymore.
Okay. All right. So what did they do instead of that copper line? Do you know? Did they abandon it completely? And how many customers were on it? Do you know? They may have done something that is not too kosher. I don't know. Did they say anything at all? Did they say, but we do have this kinds of service or DSL or anything else? Did they mention?
No, because I would have accepted that. I mean, I'm looking for any solution that's not, $200 a month.
I would like you to. Okay, I would like you to give us your address off the air. I want to look at it on Google Earth, and then and then I will put it out to our experts. Doc, is it on this subject we're talking about? Okay, no, we'll come to it. What is it on, by the way? It's on your mic's not on. Just tell me the what? Oh, the pager. Good. We'll have a follow-up on that. So, Mike,
how could you? I don't understand why you think you could force CenturyLink to service one particular house. I mean, if I moved on the top of Mount Evans, they're required to run a line to me?
No, he's not. He's misreading. He's misreading the Communications Act or misinterpreting it, Mark. But
how about satellite? You should be able to get satellite internet.
Do you have
$200?
What's that?
$200, 24-month contract. The copper line.
Wait,
is
$200 what? $200. $200 what? $200 initially.
For satellite internet.
A month. $200 a year. What is $200? You can't just make a statement. $200. $200 for what?
I said $200 a month for internet service only.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And by the way, that sucks. That sucks. The latency on that sucks. But
24-month contract, so that's what, 4,800 or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, but that shoots your argument out of the water that you don't have access. It's expensive, but you have it. What about phone service? Do you have cell service?
No, it doesn't work.
You are completely in the dark, man, right? Completely in the... What a terrible place. That affects property values. I'll tell you, I would not live in a place that was in the dark.
I know. My neighbors are suffering from the same affliction.
How many neighbors in an earshot?
I'm going to say less than 20, but we're all on Highway 285.
But you all ought to come up with a solution. That's how cable was invented, right?
Yeah, but I'm not really a
these cowboys on ranches put up a common antenna.
There's companies that would probably put up a microwave tower if they could pick up 20 to 40 clients off of it. Then
I don't know, Mark. I don't know. 20 to 40. I don't know what that costs, but man. Maybe they're more like cell towers now, less costly. I don't know.
They'll lock them in for 2 or 3 years.
All right, I want someone up in the area of Bailey and Conifer, all up in there. I want you to tell me what you use, or we ought to explore. I gotta believe, Mike, that there's a solution somewhere for this. So I want you to leave your number and then leave your address, and I will get back to you. I want to look at it. There was Mark, whatever happened to that wireless company that did so much advertising with us? And they were really good. Remember we used to even do the show from there once a month, I think, up in Loveland area.
I don't remember. I remember it, but I don't remember the name. But they're the kinds that would set up a microwave, but they're going to have 20 to 100 clients all agree for a 2-year deal. And this guy, he's not going to get $30 internet up there. It is going to be $100 to $300 a month.
Now, Mike, get your address to Daphne, and then I'm going to look on Google Earth. We're going to ask people out in that area to call in with suggestions. Meanwhile, do you know, we have a real estate attorney on, and there's a funny story behind that. I want to keep him on, and he'll have to wait through the break because I want to ask him several questions on some issues coming up these days. There's so many real estate issues coming up. Anyway, that's Bill Bronchick on our referral list at referrallist.com. And Deputy Doc, okay, so the guy calls and says he had a pager with a company called Spoke, and it was SPOK, and he said that they're out of Texas, and they won't cancel him. And he's been with them 20 years with a pager, been paying his bill faithfully. Now they keep billing him even though he canceled. They claim
How old's this guy?
Well, you know, Mark, he didn't sound that old, but believe it or not, according to their website,
pager?
No, according to this website, Mark, apparently there are many people that have pagers, and they're now called encrypted pagers. Now, it's not encrypted when you look at it, obviously, but it's encrypted through the air. I don't know why people use pagers. I'd like
drug dealers have pagers.
Well, that used to be the stereotype. I would like to know who uses pagers. But anyway, Doc, did you call Spoke? What did they find? What did they? Oh, let me turn your mic on. Sorry, go.
Okay, I called Spoke. The guy was great. Here's the deal. Robert was canceled as of July. He owes a total of about $80. Most of it is for the pager. If he returns the pager, Marty, who was great, said, I can't tell you exactly how much. I don't know what pager he has, but it's only going to be a couple of bucks. So I called Robert, and I said, look, here's how you go about returning the pager. And he says, I threw it away.
Oh, God.
So unless he can find the pager, he's going to owe them $80.
But even with the pager, if he sends it back, it won't erase the whole 80 anyway.
Most of it. He said it's just going to be a couple of bucks. He's only $10 a month that it costs him to use a pager.
So the bill he keeps getting is the same bill, not every single month bill. Okay. Thank you, Deputy Doc. Let's get this. Hey, that's good. And I don't know why you're being so stingy with the dinger there, Ants. That is a solved case. If you want to pull out my dinger, please. Thank you. I don't know what it is. All right, thank you. Kathy has a comment on Bailey phone service. I got to take. Please, Daff, ask Kathy to just put that phone down. Come back in a couple minutes here. Because we want to come back to that right after this.
Get found fast in about 30 seconds.
They had snuck in the night.
Yeah, I got.
I wonder if you were in your tiny town.
About who or a what.
He said he's just on 285. He must be west and north.
When you stand up there, if it's about something else, just put like pager on a piece of paper. Because sometimes when I see you, I want to include you if it's in this conversation.
Okay, we'll do.
So, or put this topic, so I know you want to get in on this one.
Got it.
Get found fast. What does that mean? Well, it is an expression that this company uses for what they do for you and your website. GetFoundFast.com is their company, and they help your website get noticed, not just by search engines, but by consumers, by making it more efficient, by making it more organized. They help you all the way around, and right now websites are critical to business. They will do a free evaluation for you. Really, they will, free. Now, they hope you use their service, but you don't need to. Just the evaluation will help. GetFoundFast.com.
Men, it's summer, and if you're like many men today, you've been cooped up, maybe put on a few pounds and probably haven't been getting
There's
the
too much
exercise.
variation.
This is Jeff for the Rocky
There's a lot.
Mountain Men's Clinic.
Did you see that new video of that shooting in Wisconsin? They were trying to wrestle that guy down to the ground.
All kinds of issues.
Did they tase him and it just didn't affect him, or what? That's what.
I don't know, man, because the video's not the best, but it's a whole different video from a different person.
Okay.
They've got him on the ground, they're wrestling him down and stuff, and then somehow he gets up and walks over to that driver's door, and then, of course, everything else goes down.
Two people can't hold him down?
So make it a point. Experience how testosterone therapy can change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99.
Like I said, you can't.
And if you start on testosterone,
You son of a... Dang, this is such a pain in the fucking ass.
People start walking up on him, though, too, which is probably making the cops pretty nervous.
Yeah.
This is such a pain in the fucking ass.
What? Now, why did they stop him? He had kids in the car.
I have no idea. Oh, it was a domestic. They were sent out there on a domestic, I think.
Well, what the hell was he doing? And like say, there's so much bad information. Somebody said he was trying to break up a fight.
I have no idea.
Get your savings today. Plumline Service.
And some say it was domestic dispute issue, right?
No, man, that video's something else right there.
So what do you think, Mark? Mark, what do you think it shows? Mark, what do you think it shows?
That she used
I think it showed they were trying to get this guy in handcuffs and somehow he got up. And then he starts heading over there and he's reaching down for something. And the cop just fucking thought he was going to get killed and fucking flubbed him, man.
So you like it?
I mean, why would the guy do that? I can't understand it for the life of me.
What I mean is, you think they were, doing the right thing.
I don't know if they did the right thing by any stretch. All I'm saying is, this video I'm watching right now, he's down on the ground, they're wrestling with him. There's about 5 or 6 people that start walking up, including a little kid.
Do you have a certificate?
Then this guy gets up, starts walking to that fucking driver's side. They're yelling at him, screaming at him, and he starts reaching down and you hear the gunshots.
Listen to Find Your...
Here, I see somebody said he was reaching for a Snickers bar. He was hungry.
So, Mark, they tried to keep him from getting to the car. I didn't see that.
No, they pulled on a shirt. Yeah, they pulled on a shirt.
Yeah, but they, you know what I mean.
What they should have done, I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
They had him down on the ground, man.
Okay, I'm trying to get, all I see is fire.
What, did he get right back up?
It's on a little box.
Oh, it is?
So he got up after they were on the ground?
He's tough mofo.
Did you see it?
No.
No, I can't.
All you do is click on the fucking article, man, and then you go down, and it's right there.
Oh, okay, there I see it. So there he goes. I wish a guy would hold his... He's jiggling his video.
See, he's down on the ground. And it's like they're trying to handcuff him or something. Then all these people start coming up.
Man, that's hard. It's so jiggly.
And then he's walking around. Look at him walking around. The cops are like, get over here. I wonder if he said something like, I'll show you motherfuckers, and started walking that way.
Oh, God.
They had him by the tire.
This report is sponsored by Woodley's Fine
Somehow he was
Furniture.
down and got up. I had no clue how he got up. You know, I guess, are they not supposed to use pepper spray or anything anymore?
I don't know. That's so freaking stupid.
And design furniture specializing in custom upholstery.
What they should be, it should be mace. What they should use, not that pepper spray.
If they take away all that anti-lethal shit, this kind of shit's going to happen more and more.
Well, it's not lethal. Mace isn't lethal.
Frequency from a radio tower. Take your radio with you. 630 KHOW is now available on multiple platforms and thousands of devices. Listen to Denver's talk station.
All right, guys, you're back.
KHOW.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's go to the phones. Now, Kathy, what is your comment about service up in Bailey? What do you have to say about it?
Hi, Tom. So I actually live in the northeast corner of Douglas County, so about 4.5 miles east of the hospital in Parker. And when we moved into our house, we had similar issues with only like one bar of service. And we went online and found, and we have AT&T as our service provider, we found a booster for AT&T, which is like a mini antenna for your house. And then you have a receiver in the house, and you point the antenna towards the nearest tower. I don't know how that would work in the mountains, but it worked really well for us. It cost about $200, and this was a few years ago.
Wow.
But it's worked really well.
But it really helped you get cell service there.
Yes, it did. And you don't have to pay every month. You just pay the $200 or whatever it is now. I don't know how much they cost now. But
Mikey's got one of those, Tom.
Yeah, you know, I've heard about them, but honest to goodness, Mark, I didn't know if they really worked or not. Because
yeah, you got to get them up high, though. His is way up in a tree, like 50, 60 feet up in a tree. Then the wire runs down and connects to another part inside the house that distributes the signals to the phones in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And they have them for Verizon and other carriers, too.
Okay, let's ask him, by the way, if he had tried any cell phone extenders. Mike, Have you tried any cell phone extenders at all, Mike?
I did not try one there, but I have a condo in the middle of Las Vegas on 38th floor, and I tried one of those there, and it did not work. I mean,
well, how could you try it there? It would have to be on top of the building, man. That the main part of the antenna has to be outside and high. You can't just put it in a window.
I have a balcony.
Oh, okay. Well, they do work, though.
They really do work, sir. I would say that it's probably weird that one did not work for some reason. But, man, I wouldn't write them off.
Okay.
I would definitely try it. But what service do you have?
AT&T.
I would like to call someone from AT&T and just see if they, would have any information or stuff that they're using right now. Just ask them, and see what they have. The only thing I would say is there has to be a way. I mean, there just has to be a way. I cannot fathom places not being able to get service in one way or another. But anyway, I want you to, again, did you give your address to Daphne? And Daph, would you?
I did.
Text that to me, Daph. I want to look.
Yep.
And
Mike, I have an AT&T Angel.
Why don't we ask? I would like to talk to them if they could. I would like to just talk off the record, like not off the record, but not like anything controversial. I would just like to ask about extended phone service and stuff. I know people do not use these things they sell, these stickers they sell that you put on your phone case or in the cars. They're like stickers that look like a printed circuit. Please, man, they do not work. They just suck. Is it on this topic, Deputy Doc? Go ahead.
Is he near Tiny Town?
Why would that matter?
Because I have a buddy who lives in Tiny Town, and he has service, so I would ask him what he does.
Wait a minute. You've got a friend that lives in Tiny Town.
Yes.
He's tiny.
Not in the actual Tiny Town, you moron.
Really small guy, I imagine.
Yeah, he's 2 foot 6 inches tall.
Now we've offended little people.
Anyway, is he near
Midgets.
Tiny Town? Mike?
Mark, you didn't use that word, did you? Mark, did you?
What word? Midgets? Did I use the midget word? Yes, I'm sorry.
Mark, I think you're offending people.
Is he near Tiny Town, Tom?
Midget?
I think you're offending people. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I apologize.
It's Bailey, Colorado. It's actually Shawnee.
Shawnee? Okay. Well, we'll find out. But I do want to say something, even though Deputy Doc is well-intentioned. You could be in the mountain areas. You could be in the same town and have different access points because of how that terrain is. It's just so tricky. That proximity does not necessarily mean continuity. Ooh, do you like the way I use those words? Proximity does not necessarily mean continuity. So there.
Good diction, bro.
See, now I don't think diction is used in that form. But anyway, I don't want to argue. I
bet you it is.
I don't want to argue with an English literature expert like Mark Major, for
Thank
sure.
you.
Now, here's the deal. Bill Bronchick is an attorney at law, and they do real estate. And I have said this for so many years, I forgot to count. Like, we need a good real estate attorney. We need a real good real estate attorney. We need a real estate attorney. I mean, God, here's 3 areas of law that are always weak. And I'll tell you why they're real estate, because people, for some reason, don't know when they need a real estate attorney. That's one of the big items. Like, back east, every closing has a real estate attorney at it. In fact, 2 sometimes. And you just get them there. It's not expensive. But, in fact, they say, who's your attorney? You go to a title company and you have an attorney. It's not even, they don't even consider otherwise. Here, I never see attorneys at closings. And I'm not sure if, that doesn't mean it's dangerous, but you know how many times problems can be avoided if you just had somebody look over the paperwork. But that's one reason. Another reason, the areas of law, is real estate. The other one is tenant-landlord. And I'll tell you why tenant-landlord doesn't get a lot of attorneys involved for the tenant, because there's no money. They want to represent landlords because tenants that are in trouble, how can they pay? They're in trouble. So tenants have a really big problem getting representation, mainly because they're broke or they can't pay or they're up against the landlord. The other one, for the same reason, is employment law. Mark, how many employment attorneys have we had here that started out really great, helping people, but they can't do it free? And when somebody's unemployed, you know, the sheer nature of an employment attorney, they got fired or something. Now, an employment attorney...
Worse than that.
Yeah, what?
Hold on real quick. Worse than that is tenant-landlord attorneys. How many we've had?
Yeah, that's
Brandon
what we said.
Siglian, for example.
Yeah, that's what we said.
He was great.
Yeah, because they end up representing landlords because that's where the money is. You can't blame attorneys for that. But
no, it's not just where the money is. What are all the landlord problems we ever have? I'm getting evicted. They literally have no money. They owe money.
Right. And the other thing is with employment, there are attorneys that are pretty good that will take it on contingency if there is an extreme violation, like sexual misconduct or something where somebody has been abused or their rights have been violated drastically. There is money to be made in those cases, so you might get somebody there. But I have Bill on for a couple of reasons. I had some questions for him directly. And then also I wanted to know if you have any real estate questions. We finally have a real estate attorney we can go to, Bronchick and Associates, and he's at Bronchick Law. So the first question is, Bill, closings. Do you attend any closings out here?
Occasionally I do. It depends on how complex the transaction.
Got a break soon?
If it's a commercial transaction in particular and it has a lot of moving parts, I may attend a closing. At the very least, on a residential closing, standard house closing, I will review the closing documents prior to closing because under the law, the title company has to give you a copy of the documents prior to closing. They don't always do it. They wait at the last minute often, but they're supposed to give you to you a couple of days in advance. And I'll look at the closing statement and make sure the numbers add up and there's no unusual things going on that they need to worry about. But I don't always, on a single-family house, attend a closing. Now, I'm also from back east. I'm from New York originally. I practice. And you're right. Attorneys did everything.
Yes.
These attorneys would even help negotiate sometimes. And they would draft the contract. They would draft an addendum. They would attend the closing. They would do everything. And not for a lot of money, unfortunately.
Okay, so now, Bill, I want to know, I have a few questions I've saved from email, if you can hang out. And then if anybody has any questions, give us a call. Of course, we never have a one-topic show. So any problems, questions, and complaints, the number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Clear? Excel root. All right, cool, guys.
Yeah, only because he did the last show.
Talk station.
Gotcha.
And I haven't done Excel yet. Okay.
630 KH.
They'll be up in about a minute.
You do them both, Tom?
Now,
Joe and Excel? Oh, you got them both.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Travel around the metro area freeway system in really good shape right now. No stalls, no accidents, no major delays on the highway.
Hey, Mark, you get good cell phone out there in Franktown? You don't need an extender?
No.
56 and Central Park. Police and rescue vehicles.
We get very shitty coverage out here.
Why don't you try getting an extender?
Because the internet does it for me. It's an internet extender, not a...
So, Mark, do your calls...
what he's talking about.
Mark, do your phone calls go broadband automatically then?
It's not really broadband, but yes.
Oh, I know what it is. It's broadband to the cell service.
Yeah. But like if you look at my phone, it'll say
15-second, and the Excel roofing is a 60.
Space when you spend $6.99.
If it is, it could be. Let me just do Excel first, and then I'll throw in a 15. I don't know. Is that what they said? Excel roofing. When it comes to roofing, you've heard me talk about Jay Bretz. Okay, well, he's the backbone of the company. He's the owner. And I get to know all of my sponsors. I know Jay. And I know the company and the culture. And here it is. Do the best job. That's why the name Excel comes from excellent. Here's the other thing you need to know about Excel roofing. He's been around since 1993 doing the right thing. So he's going on 35,000 satisfied customers. And he's always been the owner. He's accessible to all customers. And, you don't go 27 years without complaints unless you do it right. Excel Roofing, never a penny up front, ever, until the job's complete. All forms of roofing, 303-761-6400. He also does repairs. He has a repair crew. And by the way, the same crew stays on your job from beginning to end. ExcelRoofing.com, 303-761-6400. You've heard me say it, Joe Lazzara for criminal defense. Lazzara has 2 Z's and 1 R. LazzaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200.
Are you curious, Larry?
That's weird. Do you think it's a mistake, or they don't usually put that down though specifically? So they must want it.
No, because there was just recently an email between Mark, Tim, and us where they said to start putting the numbers in there.
Okay, good.
Hey, Thomas.
Yes, sir.
We are supposed to be in fucking Hawaii right now, which pisses me off. But for our anniversary next week, we'll be in Vegas.
Not affiliated.
You know, I used to think that Medicare was one big complex.
What? So he's going to be, when is that?
Next week, he said. For the whole week, or what?
You're going to be gone next week?
No, I'm still on the show.
Oh, okay.
We're just going to be in Vegas. My whole thing was we were supposed to be in Hawaii fucking next week.
Oh.
Are you taking the...
21 days in Hawaii to 4 days in Vegas for our anniversary.
Well, that's...
It's quite the downslide.
Are you driving there to Vegas?
Checking out our flight's got about 12 people on it.
One call to United Healthcare at 1-877.
What are you going to do in Vegas? There's nothing to do anymore.
877-3.
Yeah, but that'll be more.
I don't think so, man. We're flying some relatives out that are helping us out with some shit, some design on our master bathroom. But their flight from Dallas-Fort Worth to here is fucking like 4 people on the son of a bitch.
Hey, Mark, what do you do in Vegas? Everything is shut down. There's no shows. There's no buffets. You can't gamble to save your life. You're a loser there.
I wouldn't. First of all, I don't go to fucking buffets way before any of this bullshit. I don't like eating people's snot.
Why?
We've seen probably every show. We do miss shows. We love shows. We're going to hang out at the pool mostly. In fact, I'll probably do the show from the pool. We've never been to this one, Doc. It's called the Cosmopolitan.
Oh, I've heard good things about it from buddies.
It's fucking gorgeous, man.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And actually, Vegas is on a downslope right now from COVID. I'm pretty done being afraid of COVID. I mean, I'm always safe, but I'm fucking just done with it.
Well, I hope you guys find something to do. You only have sex for 10 minutes a day, you know.
Now, we hit a lot of breweries, too. Vegas has probably 30 breweries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like Colorado. They're everywhere.
Awesome. All right, well, hope you have a good time. We'll keep in touch with you out there.
They got some good museums, too, man.
Take your electric bite.
The IRS cannot seem to goddamn text me a verification code, you sons of bitches.
This guy said he flew, Ted Scott, he must be listening. Ted said he flew Southwest last week. Wasn't full at all. They don't fill the middle seats.
Right, they're not filling the middle seats until at least October 3rd. That's what the...
They don't have to fucking fill them, man. I'm telling you, this plane, I was looking this morning, this one coming in a week from Saturday, so about 12 days out, from Dallas-Fort Worth to Denver, had maybe 3 unavailable seats on the entire fucking plane.
Wow.
Well, I don't know how these airlines, if they don't get more cash, man, I don't know how they're going to survive.
Well, you heard one company's laying off 19,000, and the other company was laying off almost 2,000 pilots.
Yeah. Pilots, I know, that's the part that's like, holy shit.
Right.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
I had a buddy that was a pilot for United, Doug Walker. He got caught up in that whole fucking, I don't know if it was a bankruptcy, whatever, but he was going to get about $11,000 a month when he retired, and he was about 3 years old.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier. And all you have to do is call us at 303 713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm serious. There's not a problem we won't take. We'll take them all. Now, we can't promise results, but we'll take them all. We have Bill Bronchek for real estate on, but I want to go to Joanne with a water heater real quick. Joanne, what is happening with you?
Okay. This is kind of after the fact, but I just kind of want some assurance that I'm not completely...
Okay.
My water heater went out on Saturday.
Okay.
And I, in my typical way, I got excited about it, and I thought, I got to get this replaced. So I called. The first quote I got from the guy that came was $3,600 for a 40-gallon water tank.
You know, that sounds really high to me. Now, I want to make something clear. There are companies that just charge a lot of money, and they do nothing wrong. They just charge a lot of money, okay? Now, they'll tell you it's because they do everything right. They have great insurance. They have this and that. And by the way, some of that's true. I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you that price alone does not say rip-off. However, I would never do, me personally, a 40-gallon tank for that much money ever. Now, what I'd like to know is on this, what happened to the old tank? You said it went out. What happened?
I had hot water in the morning, and then about 2 hours later, I thought, I don't have any hot water. I went down the basement, and the water was spraying out of the top.
Yeah, it could
so
be
I got the water turned off.
It could have been something minor, but who cares? How old is it?
11 years.
Well, you know, it could have been maybe repaired. But anyway, let's get right to this. Who gave you that quote out of curiosity, $3,500?
Fix It 24/7.
Now, I can't believe that. I can't. There's got to be something I'm not hearing.
I saw it on his iPad.
Well, I'm going to call him because I got a water heater from them, and I don't get special pricing. So I want to know if there were code upgrades or something we're not hearing, because that seems expensive to me. Now, you will find that you're going to get quotes that are pretty high. In fact, I'd like to do that if anyone would like to do that. Now, although not really, because they have to come to the house. I don't think you guys could call and get a quote. Anyway, so what happened then? And again, I promise you there's something else we're not hearing, because I know what I pay. And honest to goodness, I don't get special pricing. So anyway, tell me what happened then. Go ahead.
Okay. And there is a code. I have to have that extra little, looks like a water jug or something that they put in now.
Yeah, but there's and if you need that, look, I'm not making excuses. Here's what I'm saying. If you need that, chances are there are some other things that are on that invoice. And I would love to see that invoice if you'd like. Although, as I've said this before, I don't control pricing. But I would hate people not to call thinking, oh my goodness, this is what it's going to cost me, because every job is different. However, keep going. What's going on?
Okay. After he came back in, and I said, I just can't pay the $3,600. That just seems outrageous. And he said, he was very nice. He said, okay, get another quote. And he left. Okay. So I called Plumline.
Yes.
And they came out about 4 o'clock.
And to be fair, by the way, you didn't tell him what the price was. Not that would matter, but I'm just curious.
No.
You didn't say, hey, I got this quote from so-and-so.
No.
Okay. And what happened then, dear?
He sat down, he figured it all out, came back in, and he said $2,300.
Okay.
And I thought, well, I would have gone locally, because I live in Brighton, but none of the local ones are open on the weekend.
Okay.
And so anyway, I thought, okay, I'm doing $2,300 for a 40-gallon. I still think that's high, but I did it.
And I don't know what I don't know. Listen, I don't know what kind you're talking about. That's why I would love to see. In each case,
I missed it. How much was Plumline? I missed it.
Oh, $2,300.
Okay, I would like to know what you're getting. So I would like you to send me those invoices. If you have, do you have the estimate, the original one for $3,600?
I have that invoice. I didn't get the one from 24/7.
I'm sure they might have a record. Anyway, keep going. So what's happening now? So what's going on?
Okay. Well, they replaced. I did it. I know this is, like I say, it's. I've just been obsessing about it. I'm a 81-year-old senior, widowed, and I always feel like someone's going to take advantage of me, and that's my fault, not anybody else.
Here's one thing I want to tell you. Okay, here's what I want to assure you of. Again, I don't know what this particular job is, and people know. I've survived on the air 40 years, and you don't do that by lying or getting around things. both prices to me seem expensive, but I'm not running a company. And I will tell you that you're going to find people that do it cheaper, and you'll find people that do it more expensive. But one thing I want to absolutely tell you, Plumline and Fix-It, they're honest people. Now remember, I'm talking about honesty. They would never look at an older one and say, we can get more from this person than we can from this one. If anything, if anything, I have seen them do things for charity or do things for a family in distress. I've never seen them take advantage of people. So I want to put your mind at ease. Now, that's not saying that I think this is a great deal, but I don't know if it is or isn't because I'm still walking in the blind. So keep going now. What else is going on?
Okay, well, like I said,
you just want to know. You want to know. Okay. Again, you're asking me to shoot from the dark, and if I was getting a bid, and they said 2,300 for 40 gallons, I might think, wow, that seems high, but that's happened to me not just with this, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you, you can buy a water heater at Home Depot and have a handyman. Okay, you can do that. I've had people tell me that. You can buy, just like I give this example, you can buy an outlet for $1.50 and have it put in with a guy that'll work a half hour and charge you $20, and then you can. Or you call an electrician licensed, and what do these guys charge? I don't know. It might be, I don't even know, Mark, but what? It might be $250, $300. I don't even know. I know this. I know one time this company, and it's a well-respected company in town. It's not someone I represent, but they were charging $6,000 for a toilet. $6,000.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay. Would you please send me those invoices? Here's why. Not because I control pricing, but because I want to take a look, okay? This is a good random look at this. And then I will call George about the other. Again, I'm not saying anything's right or wrong because I don't know what was involved. But I will tell people shopping is the thing to do. Shopping is the thing to do. And I want you to stay on, and Daff will talk to you. We have more coming right up.
Clear. 1 minute till full of
Stay connected. She did say it was on the weekend too.
Sign up for our newsletter.
Yeah, but that shouldn't affect pricing.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
I don't want to say it, but you see my note there, right, Tom?
How.com/newsletter.
Yes.
Now.
You know what, Mark? What do? They got to shop. I mean, I can't make excuses. If somebody's more expensive than somebody else, fuck, that's life.
I know it's life.
Good downtown, roadways, nice 70 from Arvada. They have to pay the boulevard.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to do both of these?
Yes. Well, listen, we're not going to do. Well, do we have to do Mile High because he's on right now? But
Okay, well, no, I can just come down.
yeah, but you got to fill a spot, right? Because of the syndication. Okay, good. Then I'll do, or I can do another one if you want. You know, to lighten up. All right.
With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
Refinance your mortgage and save a pound.
All right, pull it off. Short, coming up 10 seconds.
It only takes 10 minutes to get started when you choose American Financing, 303-695-7000 or AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 18234, regulated by the Division of Real Estate. When you get in an auto accident and you're injured, you will start asking questions because you want to know if you have any money coming. Let's just face it, that's what we do. And sometimes you do. If someone is negligent and they damage you, you are entitled to compensation. That is our system of justice. But don't ask just anyone. Call and get free information, free, from John Fuller. Free initial consultations. In fact, when you hire him, no out-of-pocket. He only collects from what he collects for you. John Fuller, personalinjuryco.com, 303-597-4500. Like I said, you know, if you needed me to, you could always take a 60 from somewhere else if you needed to, but I understand they don't like you doing that.
Are you saying they don't charge after hours?
They don't. I don't think it would affect. I don't know. I got to find out. I don't think, like, if it's in the middle of the night, you'll have an upcharge, but it would be the job, and then I think it's an upcharge. I don't think the whole job is priced per night. I think you get an upcharge,
Gotcha. Yeah, okay.
But I think we can isolate that out of it.
Sure.
This just seemed.
What's that?
Just that it was on a weekend.
Weekend charge on that.
I don't know if that matters, but you know what? It's just weird. It's just weird because pricing I've always struggled with. We talked about that before, Mark. You can't. There's no excuse, and there's nothing you can do about it. People are charging what they're charging. The honest to God.
You know, honest to God, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there really isn't. If the price is quoted up front.
I know, but if people are under the gun,
but you're
wait a minute. I mean, I'm not talking about high pressure twisting arms. I'm saying just straightforward, just like they did there. They gave her the bid, and she said he was great, and said, you know, get some more estimates, and it went fine.
Right. Okay, you're right, Mark.
I mean, you're just attesting to the quality and the honesty.
Yeah.
Not the price.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, you've made that very clear throughout your whole career.
One thing I don't do though is I'm not going to shield them from inquiries.
Right.
I told people, you got to live and die by your own way of doing business. The way you do business is the way you do business.
But there's always accountability.
I have no idea. This is my house.
Somebody knock at the door.
Negotiation, and he knows how to aggressively market your home. With our specialized marketing knowledge, we'll aggressively implement the most advanced, innovative, and proactive marketing plan you will find anywhere. For all things real estate, do not hesitate to call 303-920-1622 or get tips online at frankdurant.com.
Most people know that Mr. Clean Magic Eraser removes crayon and stuff marks from walls, but did you know it even cleans tough kitchen and bathroom?
It's so weird when people knock on your door out here.
Squeeze and erase gray soap scum on your bathtub.
Who was it, the cops?
No, it was UPS. There must be a fill-in. I didn't recognize him, and he didn't know the routine.
Hey, how big is your German Shepherd? Did he see him?
No, Nico. He heard Nico, I'm sure. He didn't see him.
God, Nico is a giant.
He's a good dog, man. He's a really good dog.
Is he fun? Is he loving?
He is. He does not use a leash anymore when we walk him. We go 3 miles every morning. He stays right at my left hip. In fact, his nose is pretty much in my left hip the entire time.
Hey.
Unless if I tell him he can go have fun or go run.
Has he bonded with anyone particular?
What's that?
Has he bonded with anyone particular?
Suzanne and I, for sure. In fact, probably her a little more than me until she was recovering from surgery, and I was walking him every day. So now it's probably a little more me, but it's about even, actually.
Try playing a different role every time.
He realizes we're the parents in the herd. I mean, he really does.
Oh, very cool.
He looks at everything else in the house as beneath him, though. That I will say.
Does he look at? Does he seem at par with the kids?
He likes the kids, but you can just tell they're just part of the herd.
He's Is he a little jealous?
No, he doesn't get jealous.
Because a lot of dogs, when there's another dog or another person or a kid, they hone in on it. They really are obnoxious. Some dogs.
No, he's got a really good. He's got a good personality.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I have a special spot in my heart for people going through transition right now and people having a tough time with work and employment. I just do. There's nothing worse than being a man over 40 or 45, especially over 50, and being displaced, doing one thing your entire life, and then all of a sudden you don't have a job. It can really knock the wind out of you. And I just thank God every day for what I do, and as long as I'm doing it and I can help people, I'm going to do it. I'm going to help others. So if you're ever in a tough situation like that, please call or email us. Mark, what?
Really, how you started that off was great. You said, I feel bad for people that are in a transitioning. And I found that, I was reading into that a little different.
Really? Oh, are you making a joke like transition?
No, I really thought, I didn't know where you were going with
okay.
that. I don't think you were going to be transitioning. I thought maybe a caller was up or something.
Oh, I see. So listen, we're going to continue on our conversation with our real estate attorney, but I want to take Linda because Blake Harris is here to answer her question. And I think I can answer a little of it. But anyway, Linda, go ahead.
Hi.
Hi,
Can you hear
Linda.
me okay?
Yes, I can, Linda.
Great. I kind of have two questions. The first one is I am selling my house here in Colorado, and I'm going to move to Texas. Do I have to, I'm going to make a profit on it. Do I have to claim capital gains if I haven't bought a house within the last 20 years?
Okay, here's the bottom line. I don't know why we have Blake on, but maybe he can answer something else. But here's the bottom line. When you sell your house right now, they made it so every single taxpayer, if you're a single filing taxpayer, your first $250,000 of gain is tax-free. Okay, so you don't pay tax on it. You only pay the amount above $250,000, and that's if you have lived in the house at least 2 of the last 5 years, and it's your primary residence. If you're married, filing jointly, the 2 of you enjoy a $500,000 exclusion. In fact, Bill Bronchick is the one that can answer this better than anyone. Bill, I got that right? As far as capital gains exclusions, right? $250,000 for a single, $500,000 for a married couple. Right?
Plus all the money you've dumped into the house in the 20 years.
Now that's right. Your basis is not necessarily what you bought it for. And bring up Bill anytime. It's not just what you bought it for. It's what Mark said, the money you've dumped in. Not lawn mowing, okay, but painting or appliances that are permanent.
Roof?
Bill, what else would go to the basis of a home? Okay, I guess you didn't hear me when I said, or he's not there or something. Okay, we'll just...
There we go.
Bill, what else would go to the basis of a home?
Any capital improvements, roof, foundation work, putting in new plumbing, putting in...
what about carpeting?
A bedroom.
Carpeting?
You know, those can go either way. You know, it depends on whether or not your CPA is going to call that a capital improvement.
Yeah.
HVAC stuff.
Yep. Finished basement.
AC wood.
Yeah, finished basement.
Finishing a basement, absolutely. If adding on any additions, a furnace, a hot water heater.
Yeah. So then that becomes part of the basis, and then what you sell it for, you subtract your commissions and all of that, then you subtract the basis and get your net gain. So, Linda, did you have you had another question about your daughter's car?
Right, because I am doing a mediation next week on a lawsuit where I slipped and fell. I want to pay her car off. It's about $30,000. I don't want her to have to pay taxes or anything. Can I give that to her as a gift?
Okay, now that's what I want to bring up Blake Harris for. That's a good question. This is the most misunderstood area of law. You will hear people say, oh, I can only give $14,000 a year. Oh, doggone it, we're running out of time. It's going to take longer to explain, but I want you to hang on because it will save you money. And then if Bill has to run, we'll call Bill back because I do have some email questions on real estate. So either way you want to handle that, Daphne, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Why is it? I don't know what happened. Are we cutting out?
I don't think so.
You cut out.
Am I in now? I know I did. I heard it. I heard it. Thank you.
That wasn't good.
No, we did cut out. Listen, I'm gonna reboot the computer, okay? Just for safety, all right? All right, man. Thanks. Let's get out of this and reboot. I think we should, don't you? Don't you?
I don't know why it would have cut out. You rebooted this morning, right?
Yeah, I know. But you know what? Sometimes it just matters.
What are you bitching about?
I'm rebooting.
Oh.
I'm gonna do this.
Lord.
Won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? I
Mark, you got to listen. Don't just say you're listening. I want you to listen to the speech that woman gave last night.
Which one, Nikki Haley?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was that good, huh?
Here's what I'm thinking. It hit what everyone is thinking and are afraid to say. She just came right out with it. You have to listen to it.
Did you know both her parents were from India?
Yeah.
I'm asking Mark.
Oh.
What, who's?
I'm sure.
Nikki Haley's?
Well, how come that is? According to everybody, Donald Trump's a racist. How would he possibly have?
No, but I guess, and I hope this isn't a race, she just doesn't look
so my
like
computer
Indian.
And he's an anti-Semite because his grandchildren are Jewish.
My computer will not reboot. Will not reboot.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
What do you mean it won't reboot?
I hit restart and it's just going and going and going and going. So I'm going to have to shut it down and then do it again.
You bought the slowest computer in the world.
Well, it was cheap.
I can't even stop it now.
It's called the Mark Major Model 1.
If you hold, you're holding it down. Yeah, that's just probably shut off.
One, hotels, two, computers.
What's that?
Things not to be cheap on.
You know, Mark, I was just doing that for this because it was a single purpose.
And it worked too, didn't it?
It still is working, yeah.
It was kind of funny how you were convinced that there's no way it could be that.
Mark, I've concluded it is not the computer. I think what it is the version. No, it's the version of the software they write for Mac. Is not. They have to write a completely different program, and I think it's more solid. The one for Windows is more solid.
Yeah, it couldn't be that cheap little piece of shit adapter because you don't have an Ethernet.
No, we'll also think that he never.
No, I don't think it is, Mark, because I have never had a problem with my Wi-Fi ever with any part of it. Or not Wi-Fi. I mean with my Ethernet. I think it truly is. Man, this computer's fucking up right now. It just won't. It won't turn on. What hell? Why all of a sudden was that happening?
About 15 seconds.
No, you did already.
Why is it not turning on though? I don't understand. Okay, here it comes. But that's weird.
Sometimes it does take a while.
I think it's Mark. I think he put the hex on.
You put the hex on him, Mark.
I put the pudgy curse.
Look, it's just.
No, but you're trying to do everything too quickly. Let it run through.
Yeah, because it's a slow motherfucker. He's right. It is slow. I've never heard of a slow computer in this day.
You should have, anytime you buy a computer now, you want the operating system on an SSD drive. Don't even fuck around with the hard drive anymore.
This is SSD. This one has an SSD, right? Or not? You don't think?
I doubt it.
I'll look.
Even a slow processor with an SSD should boot in 10 seconds.
Well, let's see. Let's see what this is. God almighty. Why is this taking so long? I've never had a No, this is extra long though. This normally in the morning.
Did you get updates?
I don't recall an update. Look, I'm not even. Look, it's not even populating my programs down there.
It's like watching boiling water. That thing.
I love watching boiling water.
A pot.
Look at this.
A watch pot does not boil unless you put water in it.
This is a good looking fucking room we got.
Yeah, is it going to be nice?
Hey, Mark.
Really nice, man. It overlooks the Bellagio fountain, and there's a 200 square foot deck outside.
So they say you got to wear your mask in your room.
That would be wild, wouldn't it?
You talking about the iHeart room or office?
Hey, Mark, are they redoing the studio where you guys broadcast from, or just the office?
There is
something.
Oh,
so the broadcast where we broadcast from is basically the same.
I mean, it's
eventually they'll update K how all the other ones have been updated.
Right, but for the time being, it's just the way we left it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I run on this is a stopwatch. I'm wondering if I shouldn't do that. Oh, yeah. What?
He said the reason we're not back in is because we have too many people, and he wasn't. There's nothing we planned, he just basically was surprised.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Wilson?
This guy said to Suzanne and I, when we were there Saturday, oh, most people are back, but the reason you guys are back, what he heard was we have way too many people guess that beat all the time.
On the turnpike.
Yeah, but the other shows aren't back, and all the salespeople aren't back.
I know the salespeople are, but I'm telling you, man, I don't know. I've been in there twice in the last 4 or 5 days, and there's people in there all the time.
Well, Ross was home this morning. He was at home this morning.
Is Bill gone, basically? No, I meant, is Bill, Bill?
Yeah, he says he's out the rest of the day.
Okay, so he can't be on, okay.
Say hi to Addie, Tom.
What's that?
Say hi to Addie. She's right behind me here.
I don't see her.
Hey, Addie, how you doing?
Gotta move over.
Good.
There you are. There you are.
Hi, sweetie. Why aren't you working today?
I have school stuff to do. I work tomorrow.
Oh.
2 pages? 2 copies.
After you try it, you'll never want to find any other.
You know, paper isn't grown on trees.
Oh, that's funny. Ha ha ha. Okay, I rebooted everything, and it was really slow. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, all right.
Addie, print everything in color.
You gotta have a secret code for that, bro.
The Republican National Convention.
Remember all that? Anytime somebody, what are you doing printing color for?
Your vote. It's your chance to win $1,000. Takes the nation.
All right, gentlemen, back in 10.
Back in 10, you're muted.
You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's home to 200-200.
Did for 40 years protecting, solving problems, answering questions, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. Let me tell you something. I love the fact that I can come to work and have that, and I just love that we can do that for people. One of the things we do is we also make great referrals, like Frank Duran, the real estate man. If you're buying or selling real estate, he is a broker that can act on both sides. He's with RE/MAX Alliance. He has a team, by the way, and this team, you don't know how important this is. In a real estate transaction, there are so many deadlines, like for loan acceptance and inspection objections, inspection solutions, and all different little things that you got to keep up with. They do it for you, and they let you know what to do, when to do it. They send you stuff to initial, when you have to initial something, and they take care of it for you. I really can't say enough about Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, but I should say the Frank Duran team as well, 303-920-1622. Now, let's talk about this question that Linda has. Now, Linda wanted to know about selling her house, and as a lot of people misunderstand, they think they have to buy another house or they have to reinvest the money, and the government made it very simple. They've excluded certain gain from homes from taxes. If you're a single filing taxpayer, you get $250,000 of tax-free capital gains. A capital gain is when you have a home, and let's say you bought it for $100,000. Now let's say over the years with improvements you put in $50,000. That's $150,000. And let's say you sell it for $200,000. The capital gain would be that above the $150,000. Now, when it comes to the taxes, you're allowed to get $250,000 of capital gains before taxes due. Then you only pay for tax above that. When you are filing jointly as a married couple, you guys get a $500,000 exclusion. And that's it. Whether you buy a house more expensive, less expensive, or you don't buy a house, it doesn't matter. Now Linda asks another question. What if I want to pay off my kid's car? I don't want her to pay income tax on $30,000. So
What do I do so she doesn't have to pay tax? And, of course, I don't want her to pay inheritance tax either. And this is something, as I said, is one of the most misunderstood laws. If you're a regular listener, forgive me, but this is something that needs to be said. You don't know how many times I've had people say, well, you know, I have to give only $14,000 a year away to each kid, or I can't give more than that. And I said, sir, you can give $500,000 to your kid and give it him as a gift, and he won't have to pay tax. And he bet me lunch. And I said, you know, I don't know why this is so misunderstood. In fact, he even had a moron attorney tell him that. And here's the deal. The government right now, it depends on when you ask, but right now there's a certain amount that you can transfer without taxes, a gross amount. And Blake Harris, how much is that? Blake Harris, by the way, milehighEstatePlanning.com. He is a superstar when it comes to estate planning, protecting you when you're alive and your heirs when you pass, and to protect your assets. I can get into it, but no need right now. Blake, if you need an estate plan of any kind, you go to Blake. Now, Blake, what is the total amount that you can transfer without any taxes?
So it is $11.58 million per individual, and as a couple, it's double that amount. So there's an unlimited deduction between married couples. If you're married, you can give $1 billion to your spouse, and when your spouse passed away, they can give away the $11.58 million that you did not give to somebody outside of the marriage, and then your child, and then the other surviving spouse, can give away $11.58 million.
So an individual gets $11.5 million of $11.58 million, and that means no taxes. Then, when people say that
is a
go ahead.
That is a combined, but you have to understand it. That is a combined life and death gift. So if you give away $1 million while you're alive, you have $10.58 million you can give away in death.
Right, and if you give away $10 million while you're alive, then you only have $1.5 to give away before you're taxed.
That is correct. So what you were talking about a second ago is a very common misconception. It's the difference between the reporting requirement and when you actually have to pay any taxes. The reporting requirement for 2020, it's not $14,000, it's $15,000. However, if you are going to gift money to your children or whoever you want to gift money to, I recommend going a little bit below the exclusion. So maybe do $14,500. Because if you do $15,000 and you buy your kid a pair of sneakers or lunch, then you're over the $15,000 exclusion and you're asking for an audit. So it's less than $15,000. You can give away a car worth $14,000 and you don't even have to report it. If you give away more than $15,000, you have to report it, but you don't have to pay any taxes unless the total amount of gifts that you've given away over the course of your life totals in excess of the $11.58 million.
So when people say they have to limit their gift to 14 and now 15, it's only for reporting purposes, which means it's the amount that goes against your total. So if you're allowed to give away $14,000 per individual per year without any reporting. But let's say, and I want to see if I have this right, Blake. I like to make it very simple. Let's say I have two kids.
15, but go ahead, Tom.
I want to give a scenario. Let's say you have two kids, and you give each of them $20,000 and call it a gift. If I have this correctly, you report it for each kid, and then the extra $5,000 above that goes toward your lifetime limit, or does the whole 15 or does the whole 20 go toward your limit?
My understanding it's the entire 20 that goes to the limit.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, I think it's just the excess. Man, I would hate to disagree with you, but you're probably right. I think you can give away 20. I think, but you know what? Maybe I don't know. I don't want to give wrong information, so I'll go with what you said. If you give over 15,
I'm not.
Yes, Blake.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but my
because that's really more of a tax question.
It would add up.
That's more of a tax question, but it's I believe though If you stay under the 15, there's no reporting, and nothing goes against your lifetime limit. That's the important message here.
Yes. That is absolutely. That's absolutely.
Hey, Blake,
correct. Go below the 15. It doesn't eat up your
now.
lifetime at all.
And Mark, before you ask that question, I just want to tell Linda. So, Linda, it is a very easy thing to pay off your daughter's car and call it a gift. And what you would do, it will never affect. Well, I should say it would never affect you. If you have more than $11.58 million to give away in your life, it could affect you. But if you don't, then you can hire an accountant to just do the form for you, or almost anyone can do that form at H&R Block. It's not that difficult. You just make a report. And it's not a bad thing to make a report, okay? Especially with $30,000. And your daughter will not have to claim it. Okay, Linda, did you get that? I'm hoping she's there.
Have her up.
Linda?
Yes?
Did you get all of that?
I did. Thank you very much. That helped.
Okay. Do you have any follow-up questions for Blake or for anyone on that topic?
No, I think that's pretty good. That's what I needed.
Okay. Now, do you have an estate plan in general? I'm just curious.
I was going to get one because of the settlement I'm going to get, but I will be moving to Texas in November, so I thought I'd wait till I get to Texas and get established there with one.
Okay. Is that a good idea, Blake, to have an attorney in the state where you will reside?
So you can draw up an estate plan while you're in Colorado, and it will be valid when you go to Texas. It's like going to Vegas and getting married and coming back to Colorado. Your marriage is still valid. However, if you're going to be moving to Texas and you plan to stay there, I would recommend going ahead and staying in Texas. If you need some recommendations for a Texas attorney, contact me off the air, and I'm happy to put you in touch with some good attorneys down there. But I'd recommend meeting with an attorney in Texas if that's where you're moving and planning to stay.
Yeah, and also,
Absolutely.
and Linda, here's the thing. Estate plans are not just for people inheriting money or getting a payout of any kind. Blake has talked to me about stuff, and I'm telling you, he made a case for almost everyone having some plan, even if it's as simple as writing out what happens if you're incapacitated and you're in your 30s or 20s. Now, Linda, may I ask out of curiosity, nobody knows who you are. Okay, it's Linda Harris. No, just kidding. That's not her name. Linda, what kind of thing did you get? Some kind of an award or what? You win the lottery? What's going on?
Got a break soon?
I wish. No, I slipped in Safeway, and I've had 2 rotator cuff surgeries and back issues.
And what is the total amount going to amount to? Because you said you were waiting for that before an estate plan. What is that going to? Are we talking about hundreds of thousands or dozens of thousands?
Well, theoretically, we asked for $1.5 million, which I just left my attorney. We're probably looking at, in my pocket, I'm hoping for at least $500,000 after expenses.
Linda, if you get that, my goodness. I mean, I'm not suggesting you don't deserve it. Trust me when I tell you that. But your attorney, boy, is your attorney helping, is doing a good job. Really, really doing a good job. So thank you very much for calling. If you need anything else, let us know. And by the way, milehighestatePlanning.com. That's Blake Harris. If you have any questions about your estate, he's just a phone call away. I can call him for you. It's 720-924-6171. And, of course, his initial consultations are free anyway. We're going to talk about an update on that COVID test. Okay, Trish, so hang on. And Keith wants to know about materials for decking. Really good topic. And then something about a truck purchase, I believe, in Salt Lake City. All of that coming up. Gap, can you get that attorney's name?
It's Rock.
Ideal Home Loans coming up in about 20 seconds.
Okay, tell her, I want to know that attorney's name she has.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Linda is why I recused myself from the jury. Because I think that they're just gold diggers. It's not $500,000.
No,
come on.
Why? Because you slipped.
Right. And I was on a jury for rotator cuffs with a back injury.
Well, we've heard the biggest purchase in our lives is a home, and most likely that's true. And that means the loan is critical. In fact, it used to be we get a loan, one size fits all. Not anymore. And we don't get 1 or 2 loans for a lifetime. Right now, the average loan is like 3 years. Why? Because rates changed. Here's the great news. With Ideal Home Loans, you get one company for life. You can get several loans, but make them your company. And here's why. Not only have they been around for 20 years, but here's the deal. They will refinance you free of charge if rates go down. So all you have to do is hang in with them. That guarantee lasts 2 years. 303-867-7000. They also look for the best loan for your specific circumstances, including your specific credit that they can help tweak to get you better pricing. If you shop around, you'll know the truth. Lower prices and better deals at Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000.
When you start getting up to debt, it can be a little bit at a time.
Yeah, especially if it's just rotator cuff.
So I was on a jury.
I know, you're thinking, fuck you, why?
With a lady with a back injury from a car accident. And I said to the judge, I said, she's malingering. I said, I don't think I can honestly, I've seen too many cases where people are just trying to go there, and I wouldn't believe a word she said.
For a slip, I have a hard time believing it.
Yeah, $500,000. Come on.
That's her in the pocket.
I know, that's crazy.
So it'd be 30% above that.
It's insane.
It's going to be way more than 30% above that.
Why is that?
Because of all the expenses.
I thought 30%, unless they go to trial, was a standard.
No. You're saying the attorney, the split is about 30%.
Right.
But all the expenses come off the top first. If they had expert witnesses, for example, $200,000 on expert witnesses would be coming off.
Let me tell you something. I used to get between $300 and $500 an hour to do chart reviews. That's ridiculous.
Then why'd you do it, Doc?
What?
Why'd you do it if it's ridiculous? Come on.
Because someone... I'll tell you why.
He's going to come over and grab you.
No, because I was honest about it. If someone, when I reviewed a chart, right, but the point is, I was honest. If it wasn't, if the plaintiff didn't have a case, I told them they didn't have a case. And if they had a case, I told them they had a case. I was totally unbiased because I had no dog in the fight, and I had no allegiance to any particular insurance company. So that's why I did it, because I know people who would just be lapdogs to the insurance companies.
How long does it take you to read a chart?
It depends. Sometimes it was just an hour.
If you had to read Dan's chart, he'd still be there.
I have none. Hey, Mark, this guy here says if you use VMware Fusion, then you can run Windows on a Mac.
Yeah, of course. Who cares?
Okay. Well, that's a Tom.
And if you buy a big enough airplane, you can drive a fucking car around inside of it.
No, but if Tom put that on there, that's the software, then it shouldn't have a...
Oh, I see what he's saying. No, because you're still going to be operating on... the Mac is still going to be the main...
What are we talking about now? What was he saying?
Oh, this guy says if you have VMware Fusion, now you can run Windows.
No, I know, but you know what Mark said? No, Mark, you'll be amazed what they do. They strip it down to the BIOS, and they run off the Intel processor. Really do, and it entirely bypasses Windows. I mean Mac. The new one, the old one used to do what you said. It was an overlay. This one is incredible the way it works. It basically boots up as a PC. Okay, that's what it's doing.
Sweet.
Seriously, you look it up. It boots up. The ones that do it from the boot sector, that's the one you want.
Well, I mean, why would you spend $5,000 on a Mac and turn it into a PC?
No.
So to make sure
there's something you can't run on a Mac. And by the way, Macs aren't that expensive anymore. They're pretty. I gotta tell you, they are pretty expensive. And one thing pissing me off is it's no longer better quality. It used to be you could justify it, but now I'm kind of pissed off at what they're doing.
I agree on that.
They're cutting corners, man. It sucks.
I agree on that.
It used to be a really good.
Right, you should be able to have a Mac and it'd be good for 10 years. Now it's
your boat with no long-term contract.
Well, the processors nowadays are so rapidly increasing. They're all subject to that.
I mean, just the hardware on it and stuff is not as robust as it used to be.
Did you say something, bro? I'm Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, Renew Home Innovations has a wonderful sale going on, and it's only till the end of the month. I hope he extends it, but it's 25% off. That means you just have to book before the end of the month. Yeah, I mean, you have to call. You don't have to have it done or have the appointment by the end of the month. Just call to get in line for it. It's 25% off, and they do beautiful renovations. Their specialty is the shower and tub area. That whole area is really the high point of a bathroom. Now, they can do the whole bathroom, but they concentrate on that part, and they use American Standard wall system, which is a crushed stone and resin, which looks like natural stone, but no maintenance whatsoever. That's renewhomeinnovations.com. Okay, let's go to the phones. What is this update, Tricia, on COVID? What's going on?
Thanks for taking my call again.
And thank you.
As soon as I hung up with you, I heard from Deputy B.
Oh, good.
And we've been texting back and forth. And I found two places, actually, that guarantee a 72-hour turnaround for the PCR nasal swab test that I need for international travel. So my husband and I will be making those appointments today, and
thank you, Trish. Trish, pass the word around. No matter what you need, call the troubleshooter, and then we got great people like Deputy B. He's on it, and thank you. And, of course, Deputy Doc. When I heard Deputy Clint the other day call in, I miss him. There are so many things that were discombobulated. But I'm going to look at offices in a new light now, though, because I think it'll never go back to the way it was. Do you think I'm wrong? What do you think? Mark, what do you think? You think, I mean in general, do you think a lot of companies are going to downsize as far as space goes? I think they are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think commercial real estate right now is hurting. It really is. Okay.
Big time.
All right. Karen, welcome. What's going on, Karen?
Yes, I recently sold some land in Montana, and I know I'm going to have to pay capital gains.
How much did you make on it? What kind of profit are we talking about?
Millions.
Okay, and it's long-term? Was it more than 2 years? Or more than a year?
That I owned it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I inherited in 2016 from my mother.
Okay, now you do know that you get the market value of that at the date of death.
Okay.
So in other words, it's not what your mom bought it for, because that may lessen your gain. When you said you're going to make millions, were you considering the price your mom bought it?
Well, that would have been like 70 years ago that my mother and dad bought it.
Okay. Do you have a price valuation on day of death?
No, I don't.
Okay. You need to get one as high as possible, but realistic. And then that's what you use as your basis.
Okay. Another question I have. Can I buy my two grandsons a home and make the amount cheaper that I will owe?
Okay, you're talking about now this does not apply to residences, so I don't want to confuse people for their personal residences, or what they call their primary residence. But you still are allowed with commercial property to do what's called a 1031 exchange. However, and Bill Bronchek's not around, he couldn't stay, but with a 1031 exchange, it must be like property. What that means is if you have a rental house, you have to have a rental property. It doesn't have to be a house. It can be a condo or townhome. But you can't take vacant land and buy a house with it, I don't believe. Now, I can ask maybe Eric Reinemer or Daphne or someone, but my gut is telling me that a 1031 exchange, from what I have done in the past, it has to be what they call like for like. So there's probably no way to do that with your land. You're gonna make the money and reinvesting it in a house and besides, the house is going to be way less anyway. Even if you could reinvest, even if you could do a 1031, it has to be for more. So you can't do a part. You can't do. I don't think you can do a partial 1031 where part of the money is used. You have to invest the entire ball of wax.
Well, I talked to an attorney about that, and he said I had to invest $1.5 million.
Well, how much? Well, where did he come up with $1.5 million? I don't even get that. How does he even know what you're going to make? Did you tell him what you were going to make?
Right.
Oh, okay. And how do you know what you're going to make? Do you have a buyer already?
For the land?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already sold it.
Oh, okay. When did you sell it?
We closed last week.
Okay, you got to pay for it before April 16th of next year, or April 15th. I mean. So, what was your sale price?
2.8.
2.8. And what do you think the basis was? That's what he was doing. He was saying that your basis was like $1.3 million or something, or $1.5 million. I don't know how. No, he was saying that if you're getting 2.8, and all you have to do is the math. I can't do it live, but anyway, that's what he was doing. He was trying to give you an idea of what you are going to. And he said 1.5. So what he is saying is that your land was worth 1.3 2 years ago. But I would say if it's worth 2.8 now, I would say it was probably worth more 2 years ago. I don't know where he's getting the basis of 1.3. Did he tell you what he's using for a basis?
No.
How'd you find the attorney?
He told me.
He told you what?
He just told me I had to invest $1.5 million. And what they do, they invest that in a Walgreens or McDonald's or something like that, but it has to be for 15 years.
Well, he's wrong, okay? He's wrong. So, Karen, I don't like this guy already. He's wrong. I have never heard of a certain amount, and I have never... Now, obviously, you have to invest all of the capital gains, but I don't even know what he means. If you had vacant land... I don't even know what he means you can go into a Walgreens. He might be talking about a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust, but I'd make the argument that's not like for like. Now, Eric doesn't specialize in 1031s, but I can at least ask him. Eric Reinemer, he is a CPA with Atlas CPAs and Advisors. Eric, just very quickly, and then we can add detail after the break, but very quickly, on a 1031, what does like versus like mean? If she had vacant land, can she go into a Walgreens and buy a Go ahead.
Yeah, it's real estate to real estate, so I think you can take a gain on, in other words, a gain on raw land, which is real estate, and roll it into a building. I think, is that the question?
Yeah, but are you sure? Because a building is a commercial act. It's an income-producing property. Listen, I'm not going to disagree with you, except I never knew that. I thought there were other subdivisions. You're saying the subdivision is simply real estate.
Real estate is and everything else went away. It used to be you could do personal property, but that disappeared. Now it's just real estate to real estate. I believe land to a building.
Okay, good.
Building, yeah.
Oh, good. But what does this mean when he said it had to be 14 years or 15 years she has to invest? What is that? I've never heard of that.
That, in general, that does not apply unless I've heard of some financial planners have vehicles where you're putting it into some kind of investment that may have a horizon to it, but that's not a normal vanilla 1031 exchange. That's some special deal they have going on.
That's not a... what I'm saying is it's not an IRS requirement.
No. Not at all. But there are some special vehicles I've heard of where you can defer something. We had a client, they were proposed this deal they could do, but they had to hold their money in there for X amount of years. But yeah, like you said, that might be a REIT or some kind of a special tax, but that's not your normal REIT, your normal 1031.
Thank you, Eric. And on that, on the gain, am I right? When you do a 1031, you must roll the whole gain. You can't just take part of it.
You can decide, you can structure the deal to decide to take some of it out and roll some of it over. You can split it.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. So you don't have to roll all of it over. Thank you for correcting that. All right, we have more coming right up.
This.
In the morning, and Dan Kaplis.
If that's right, they've really changed it.
Did I do an Art of Granite this time? No, I didn't. I didn't do either one of them. So I need to take... Yeah, for this.
Travel in the metro area in fairly decent shape.
You know, you would think if somebody got $2.8 million, they could find a real estate attorney.
They're off-highway, a bit of a different story.
I know.
Got an auto-pedestrian accident.
Well, she has one, but the guy was given her wrong information.
Well, not only that, he didn't know what the gain was because he didn't have it evaluated in 2016.
I don't think a property that sold for 2.8 was worth only 1.3.
No,
I don't think it doubled. I don't think it more than doubled.
No, not in 4 years. Unless, hey, you know what? Maybe it was part of the Yellowstone Ranch from the TV show.
Oh my God, I saw the finale.
Did you?
Holy shit, Major. Spoiler alert, anybody online. We're talking about Yellowstone.
So maybe this is part of that. That's right. No,
oh my God. Everybody's wiped out.
Well, he's still
brands like Beauty Rest, Serta, and Sealy. Shop now.
You know.
All right, the Art of Granite. That's Mitch Floria. I've been representing him for years because I believe in what he does. He's a direct stone importer who sells all of the materials to you at wholesale. You can even buy somewhere else with his wholesale account. Now that we have that established, he also tears out and hauls away free. He also does the bathroom vanity free when you do the kitchen. So what you're paying for is the fabrication and installation of the kitchen, and he can give you prices on the phone even. Mitch Floria, The Art of Granite, really, theartofgranite.com. Theartofgranite.com. 303-386-5919. All right, a clean carpet is a safe carpet, especially now with the pandemic. Carpeting, everything meets the carpet at one time or another. You want to keep it clean. ZeroResDenver.com does my carpets and should do yours. Why? Because it is a process that uses water. It's an energized water. It's even patented, by the way. And this is a great system for killing pathogens on contact. But here's something else that's great. They have another system called the ZR Shield that they can do flat surfaces and hard surfaces for businesses mostly, but for homes too, starting at just $30 a room, and that's doorknobs, counters, vanities, plumbing fixtures, toilets, phones, trash cans, and more. That's ZR Shield, and it lays down a protective coating against pathogens for 90 days. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150.
Furloughed or lost their job, offered a pension by a
Yeah,
insurance package.
to tell the truth, the attorney shouldn't even, but until he had the actual basis, shouldn't even try to give a tax question.
But he was just that. Here's what I think it is. I think that's how much he needs, and he needs to get that denomination. I just think that guy's a self-serving motherfucker. If you can keep that woman on, oh, damn it, she left. That woman's going to get screwed.
Advanced Hair Restoration has finally arrived in the front range. Michael Brown here. Now, some of us might have receding hairline.
I mean, it's possible it would have increased that much in 4 years, but I kind of doubt it.
LA to get the very best in hair restoration. Advanced Hair's team has.
Jeez, she's rather old. If her mother just died 4 years ago, she must have really been old.
Research, and I can tell you that with Advanced Hair, you always have and will always get the very highest.
I wonder how much they paid
guidelines. So join me in this battle against hair
Brown for
to
this.
restore your confidence.
If you listen to his show, every 10 minutes, he's doing a commercial for this hair restoration thing.
Free consultation, and I'll get you special financing.
Oh.
$250 free hair grafts and $250 off. Just call 720.
253, I don't think it's too many. It sounds like a lot. I wonder where they get the 253.
No, it's at 253.
Oh.
720-459-HAIR. Or become inspired with before and after photos at advancedhair.com.
How long will this bore my
I wonder if I could donate some of my hair like that.
Are you financially
Could you?
Hey, is Ant there, Tom?
Huh? Yeah, I think he is.
For your free portfolio
Can I speak to Ants? I want to ask you something quick.
Hey, Ants, Deputy Doc wants to talk to you here on his mic.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can go on mic.
Hey, Ants? I hear his commercial every 10 minutes. So he says he has receding hairline and thinning hair, and then he says all three. What is the third one? It should be all two, not all three. It drives me crazy. So ask him what it is.
There's two different versions of the commercial.
No. There's only one version. He says receding hairline or thinning hair, or like me, all three.
Yeah.
When he does the lives, he normally lists the third one. Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Oh well, I haven't heard a live one. I haven't heard a live one in weeks.
It's
He's been like, because I don't know. But I don't report his commercials.
You experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high, or are you suffering?
And I can't believe we have another Larry H. Mueller problem.
Pipe failure due to old, corroded, and Johnny pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PAX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years, serving over 40,000 happy customers. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. So say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of
So Dan, I'm playing poker Thursday night, my first live game in months.
Oh, are you guys wearing masks? Are you masking up?
My friend said he has those face shields. So you can look at someone's face to see if they're bluffing.
What you should do is make sure people can't read you, put a mask underneath it.
Oh, there's a lot of work that had to be done. A lot of code upgrades.
Denver. All right, guys, you're back in.
Now. All right, peeps.
I'm Tom Martino. Listen, I don't want to go into detail. And again, I want to make this clear. I do not control pricing. And if a company is good and honest with quality products, let it be. On that one woman who got some bids on a water heater that sounded extremely high. By the way, it did sound high. And I will tell you, however, and Plumline came in a little cheaper, Plumline than the other one. Plumline came in at $23.83, and the other one was at about $1,000 more. Okay, so I will tell you this though: there were a ton of extra things that had to be done in addition to the water tank. A bunch of code upgrades. Okay, that added. However, that's not to say you shouldn't shop for the best price. Of course you should. And some people may give you a price if you say, I just want a 40-gallon tank, and unless they know what code upgrades you need, because some things you can't just replace. You just don't remove and replace. Sometimes you have to put in new stuff to bring stuff up to code. And it was more than just an expansion tank. All right, let's go to the phones. 303-713-TALK. And again, shopping is important, and I think shopping on the referral list is important because they are checked out and approved. And I don't take that lightly. This is not, where you just call and say, you want to be on? Okay, you're approved. It doesn't work that way. Keith, what's happening with you, Keith? Welcome to the show.
Well, right now I have a redwood deck on the west side of my home, and the ends are rotted out. It's almost 20 years old, and I'm going to replace it with a composite deck.
I am all about composites. I love composites.
I do too, because I don't want any more maintenance.
Yeah, and there's a ton of them out there.
Yeah, and I've looked around, but I can't determine. It gets a lot of heat. What would the best brand or type to use for the decking that would dissipate heat well?
Now, even composites can be subjected to heat. Okay,
I understand.
But there's a wood plastic composite. There's a full composite. The wood plastic has a really good look to it. Thermally modified wood is an excellent product. Thermally modified wood, it's been modified withstand heat. And so it really is. But it's wood.
It's wood. So
I think I did read a little bit about that. Yes.
yeah, but I wouldn't use. I'm just telling you what's out there. I don't know if I would use that, but it's actually the problem we have here is warping more than we do because of the moisture is a stabilizing factor actually in some cases, and we have hot sun and a dry climate. That's why I would go with more of a plastic. A wood plastic composite is best of both worlds. Composite lumber, it cannot be used for your structure. You know that. We're only talking about the surface decking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was just for the structure, I'm going to use
pressure treated.
Just regular wood.
Pressure treated. Yeah. And when people say, well, will that last? I'll say, well, look at some of these telephone poles up for 70 years. I think they last.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're asking for a brand name, I don't have one. I was just going to talk about the material. However, I would love to call Genesis and ask them. He does decks, and we love Mark Szymanski. So if you want to either listen or you may have follow-up questions, you can listen and ask questions, or you can just hang up and we'll get them on. But Daph, let's try Mark Szymanski at Genesis, and that would be good. Thank you. And then Atlas CPAs and Advisors, somebody said, how do I get a hold of them? Do they do individuals? Yes, they do. They're not just for businesses. This is the easiest way, the website. Atlas, like Atlas Shrugged. It's Atlas CPAs for Certified Public Accountants, atlascpas.com. And the number, 303-799-9111. Okay, so Ryan, I believe, purchased a truck in Salt Lake City. Is that right, Ryan? Ryan?
Correct.
Okay, and is there a problem with the truck or with the transaction?
With the transaction, I'm at the point with the dealership that I feel like I'm getting bullied, and there's no help on resolving it.
All right, I want you to hang on. I'll come back to you. I want you to tell your story.
Okay.
This is interesting. You use that term, bullied. Then Mark Szymanski will have some recommendations for decking. All of that coming up.
Clear. Just Paragon.
Mark, I assume you're doing Paragon, Mark, right?
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Traveling around the Mile High City freeway system in really good shape right now.
Yeah, he's there.
Accidents or any major delays on or off the highway at this time. Earlier problem spots off highway have all been cleared. No new stalls or accidents being reported. I-25, I-70 wide open through the heart of the city. No other major delays in town. Outside of town, watch out for construction slowing both sides of I-76 outside of Highway 52 at Hudson there. A big delay is both sides of the roadway, but the highway is open through those stretches. Weather forecast, 10% chance of isolated afternoon thunderstorms today with a hot high of 97. Right now, a few clouds and 90. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-Howard.
Mattress Firm's Labor Day to $500 when you get a king bed for a queen price or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base when you spend $699 or more, or save 50% on top-rated brands like Beauty Reps, Serta, and Sealy. Shop now.
Paragon Services, you need to call Matt if you have had any kind of tail claim in the last year. He can go back, open that claim up, and get you actually what that insurance company truly owes you. I bet he can double or triple it. And the other thing I want to tell you about Paragon, if you've been looking around your neighborhood and everybody's getting a new roof but you, and your people are saying there was no damage, your insurance company, you need to call Matt. He'll come out 100% for free. In fact, nothing that he does costs anything out of pocket. He'll come out and check and see if there actually is damage, and that's 100% for free. And if there is damage, he will go to your insurance company and he will get your roof replaced, your windows, whatever needs to be replaced. Paragon Services, let them help you with that claim. Their agents, your insurance company agents out there, and let me tell you, they're not fighting for you. Period, end of story. You need someone that will. That is Matt with Paragon Services, 719-726-0020. It's nothing but free money. 719-726-0020.
The Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Corielli and Sebastian Maniscalco. It's the
Do you ever listen to John Denver music?
Sure, when it's on. I just don't. I'm not a big music listener.
There was
and
a
stuff like that, but-
great PBS special on him and his life last night.
Where was he? Was he from the East Coast?
He was born in Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
But he was an Air Force brat. His
Okay.
dad was a big honcho in the Air Force, so he moved all over the place.
Oh, no, I know what I wanted to ask.
You know who was kind of like that? It was also a military brat. I'm not sure who it was. Is Jim Morrison? Wasn't his?
I don't know.
I thought
has been raided and destroyed, and Social Security.
he was kind of a mean kid to his brother.
Hey, so Tom, what did you think about that show last night? Was that amazing?
Oh, God. Well, I love when he takes that. What did he say?
He figures.
Oh, my God.
So here's the thing.
So here's what they left open. Him, Johnny, the girl, we don't know how the bomb hit her.
Right.
And so that black woman and that other guy, they're dirty players.
Oh, yeah.
When he said, I'll teach you the rules, they went.
And Casey also. Remember they were coming in and he pushed the desk over? Remember?
That's right. We didn't see the end of that, did we?
No, all we saw was that him pushing the desk over.
There were masked men.
Yeah.
And then the other, and that poor girl.
Oh, they got killed.
Jesus God. Okay, there was one other, the kid on the rodeo. I like him. We don't know what he's out. Seriously injured because of someone else.
Well, we don't know if he's going to be able to leave, you know. Once they get that brand.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if they can. I think they can leave on good terms. I don't know.
Maybe.
But you know the euphemism they use, taken to the train station.
Yeah.
Did you know? Yeah.
Yeah. to put them over the cliff.
When communicating your brand, Penn Business Network.
But it's really a cliffhanger. But who's going to be?
A good old fashioned.
Well, you know Kevin Costner's going to be alive the next season. Otherwise,
do you think it'll be the final season?
Yeah.
Well, man, it's amazing that Jamie, isn't that the lawyer? What a fucking asshole he turned out.
Yeah.
And his dad's a murderer.
233-5705.
Murdered his mom. Yeah. He's a crackhead. But
and empower your marketing with Penn Business Network. Let's be real.
It's just.
Oh God! Do you know it's the #1 show?
Is it really?
The #1
I'm not surprised because they're not producing anything
not
new.
#1 on Netflix, #1 on all.
Well, they're not producing a lot of new shows.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to go back on what's been around.
And they say this one probably won't fucking come out till June.
Well, right. That's because they can't. Where I read it, they can't do they can't film it because of COVID.
The only one not in trouble was Trip. Then they fucking gutted. What they do to that horse there? That was cruel.
I know.
And whose horse? I didn't get whose horse that was.
Remember they let a horse go free. They didn't know what to do with a horse, so let him go free. I think that's the horse.
And then, we don't know. He saw some vultures somewhere else. Are they the ones over Kevin Costner at his wreck?
Don't know.
Because he said everything's dying on this fucking ranch. And I'm wondering what those vultures were. Are they more cattle or man? It was a D-Day. It was like, you remember on The Godfather when they had that during the baptism, it flashed to all the murders.
Yep.
That's what this was. This was D-Day. They said we're gonna hit the whatever, and we're gonna hit them all on the same day.
Right.
Is it something? Dutton. Man, that's a good fucking show.
It really is.
I like Succession too.
Oh, Succession is great. That and Billions.
You know those.
You know who I like in Billions? Not Damian Lewis, the guy who plays his sort of a sidekick. He's a great character.
He is a good character. Oh my God! I am just blown away by all of this.
Well, I think Succession is definitely coming back, and Billions is coming back.
30 seconds.
So you'll have some good stuff to watch in the fall.
Win $1,000 every weekday at 5 after the hour. It's the 12K a day giveaway, sponsored by Guy Reeds on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
For a limited time,
You know,
$7
if I was them, I would just make masks part of the production. And the pandemic.
What are your kids watching?
Your neighborhood paint store.
Disney, they watch Disney Plus. They love the Star Wars and different things. They like.
Do you have Disney?
Avatar. Disney Plus I got for them.
If there's something you should watch.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, so Ryan says he feels bullied.
Mark Szymanski's on the line. Now listen, I want to take both of you, and we're running out of time. So Mark, really quickly, I'll ask you, what is the best material for decking?
If you don't want to burn your feet, then natural, redwood or cedar.
Ah, come on. Okay, what's the best, let's put it this way then. What's the best composite material?
I mean, I'm a big fan of Fibron. It still gets hot. And you got TimberTech that's got these little radiator kind of fins on the bottom of it. But it's, if you can walk out in your basement and look up, it's just not attractive.
So lightweight concrete.
Use TimberTech. Is it? Did you say TimberTech is one and Fibron is the other?
Right. I like Fibron because their warranty and it's a great product.
Fibron.
But it gets hot.
I don't like wood, and you like heart redwood, right? Is that what you're saying, or not? It doesn't have to be heart.
Well, I'm just saying for cooler decks, your natural products, redwood or cedar. Yes, you have to maintain them. You have to stain them. The darker the stain, the hotter it'll get. But those are the ones that will keep you less likely to burn your feet when you're walking on your deck.
Why? Do composites get that hot?
They can. They can get hot.
I'm looking at Fibron. Man, is that nice looking stuff. And
they're beautiful.
And you can get lighter colors, Fibron.
Obviously the lighter the color.
Could you do, if you did a deck underneath, why couldn't you do a waterproof luxury vinyl tile? I'm serious. I'm not kidding, by the way. If you had some kind of maybe a 1/4-inch floor underneath it or some exterior plywood and you put down an LVT. Maybe it's not made for outside. I don't know, but you can get.
Well, some of it can take water, but I don't know if it's meant for it to be outside. And
I've seen people have a tray where they pour a concrete pads with a texture, like textured concrete. I've seen that. It's lightweight and it's done in a pan, and since it's only walking traffic, I think it's only 2 inches, and I've seen them. They're quite attractive. And then one thing I did one time, and I never regretted it, was a beautiful indoor-outdoor carpeting that was a beige, and I put it over. I mean, it was good.
There's actually even a product. It's a TPO roofing that has a carpet that's adhered to it. And so you can actually have a waterproofing system that has carpet already built into it. It's pretty cool stuff.
Okay, what's that called?
I'd have to get the name. Okay. I don't have the name offhand, but I just know.
But Keith, there were a number of issues there, Keith. And if you have follow-up questions, you can hang. But I got to take Ryan now and get started at least on this problem that we can work on during the break. Thank you, Mark Szymanski, Genesis Total Exteriors.com, 303-679-8509. They do roofing, decking, siding, windows, basements, kitchens, baths. If it's in the house, they do it. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. Thank you, Mark. Okay, so at Genesis. All right, so Ryan, why do you feel you're being bullied? When did you make this purchase?
I made the purchase back in May.
May?
And I still haven't got it resolved.
Now, what was the issue that was not resolved?
Well, I bought the vehicle out of state, and I had a trade-in involved, so I drove out to Utah, made the trade. I got pre-approved before I left. Had everything in line for the paperwork so I can just show up and sign. And then a couple weeks after I got home, I received a letter that my interest rate is going to be more than double on the loan.
Well, wait a minute. Why is that? Why is that?
He said that I didn't qualify for the 3.49% and that now I have to pay the almost 8%.
Okay.
So I told him I didn't want to do that.
Well, you can get your own loan.
I can't afford the extra $250 a month.
Yeah, but you can get your own loan.
Yeah, I thought about it. I didn't have the...
Here's what I want to know. I want to know what you signed, and I don't know what you signed. And I want to know if they can force you. It doesn't sound like they can, but there's going to be some complications because you took delivery. Ryan, it's critical that you hang on. We will get to this first after the break and analyze this deal. This sounds a little complicated, so hang on. I'm Tom Martino.
We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. You're not alone.
Hey, Tom, turn off Doc's mic. You're sounding cracked. The shutdown.
Ooh, got it. I got to remember.
I didn't say anything the whole time, though.
No. Just if it's on.
Yeah,
Just if it's
at least I
on.
wasn't over-talking.
But man, when this is on, does it suck?
Yeah.
God, why is that? It doesn't. Could it be this unit?
Could be. Imagine it could be anything in there. We have to just start taking it off. Couldn't we just take that off and do it?
Yeah, I'm going to try it. Let me go back.
And then just
No, but then that leaves the mic
hot. But maybe we can put a cover over
or
it.
put the gain down.
We could do that. Just do the gain. But why don't we just get a little cover on it?
Yeah, but this is really
Yeah, that's right.
Guarantee you'll be satisfied.
Can you tell us right now? Can we just separate right now? Can you tell
Okay, so Ants, can you? Is it only on the air, or can you tell, like with this talk back right now, if the mic, if I turn it on and off? Because I wanted to try something.
Do you know he stepped to the
Oh, okay. All right, I'll wait.
Is he in the executive?
I was going to say the same thing.
I have to answer to the executive.
Denver, an iHeartRadio station.
Yeah. Yes. Hello?
Did you ever call that doctor?
Oh, dang. I'm sorry, Dad. You mean for the possible endorsement?
Yeah, but he hasn't signed anything yet, so.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I will get to that. I will. I got to find that email. I'm sorry. I've been like crazy. I'll give you some updates. Thanks.
Is that Terry you talking about?
An email of somebody wanting to turn in their helicopter ride.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got to look for that. I will. I promise.
Tom, is that Terry you're talking about? That doctor? Or somebody else?
No.
In the Gulf region, amid this
Terry wants to. Terry does a lot of advertising.
Is it an MD or is it a chiropractor?
No, it's a regular MD.
Really?
Wants to do an endorsement sometime. Oh man, we're running out of.
What kind of practice is
I'll
it?
get some coke.
What kind of practice is it that he wants to advertise?
I don't remember. I gotta
Is
look.
it
I'll look right
orthopedics?
now.
Just curious.
I'll look right now. I don't have good luck with medical. I mean, I do for plastic surgeons and certain things. Let me see. Oh, you know, these wellness clinics work well. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just regular doc. Like I try to do a regular dentist, and it just, what do you say? You know?
Oh, yeah, I thought, what's her name? Don't we have a dentist? What's her name?
Well, we have dentists, but she does cosmetics and special stuff. If you do just general dentistry, which they do also.
I thought they do also.
I know, but the hook has to be something else. You can't have a hook of general dentistry. It's just not a hook. It's like, it's just not. You have to have something to attract people.
Boy, I tell you what, just to be an honest dentist is an attraction to me.
Honest?
I've had a bad dentist. Not a bad dentist, but wanted to.
I have a great dentist.
I do now. What's that? No, that's true. That's true. What I'm saying, but there's dentists out there that'll try to sell you everything.
No, I went. You know how I got my dentist? His mother was a shrink I was seeing. And I said something about my teeth, and she said, well, let me send it to my son. I had such incredible dentist anxiety.
Yeah, I never went to a female shrink. I've always had a shrink, though, almost my life. Not every month.
So she sent me to her son, and this guy was incredible.
No, my first dentist I came
You want to know what sucks?
Every 6 months I went to him.
I'll tell you what sucks.
Every 6 months.
When you fill out applications for insurance and stuff, for anything, like I filled out an insurance for a supplement, and they asked you, have you ever seen a psychiatrist? Yeah. Are you currently seeing one? Yeah. Then they assume you have a problem.
Right.
And I have no, you know what I'm saying? They just automatically assume, and it's just like a wellness thing.
Exactly.
And they think, oh.
Instead of just saying it helps you keep you on the straight and narrow,
Right.
and it's preventative medicine.
So, but it counts against you in exams, in applications.
Right. Now Mark doesn't go to a shrink, but he has shrinkage.
Yes, he does.
Only when it's cold.
But Mark stays.
Just ripping you there, Mark.
The reason Mark doesn't get sick is he wears the bubble.
The bubble.
The bubble boy.
Oh, yeah.
Did George kill the bubble boy?
No, he just popped the
Bubble.
For healthy groups today.
But wasn't the Bubble Boy an ass? Real jerk.
Ground level ozone, particulates like as well.
Oh yeah.
They were playing
Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
And was it George that insisted on the moves?
Yeah, because the Moors.
Do you think Larry David did the Bubble Boy voice?
Oh, I don't know. Do you think he did?
Hey,
he does a lot of voices.
I want to look up. Who did Bubble Boy voice?
He did a lot of voices, Larry David did.
You know, my ex-wife, she didn't like playing Trivial Pursuit, so she would change the questions. She would say, like, the Battle of Hastings.
You know, John Heyman did it.
She would say, what battle in 1089 did nobody knew the answer because there was no battle.
Really?
Oh, I've seen that.
A guy named Don Saint. Hold on. A guy named John Heyman did it.
He was watching the pool boy bonk his old lady.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I tell you what, rich and powerful people seem like the religious ones really get
The religious ones, they're always fucked up.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
I read that this morning or last night or something. So.
It's the craziest fucking story.
What is
Jerry Falwell Jr.?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Said he was blackmailed, but he resigned, right?
From
Liberty.
I guess he resigned, right?
Yeah, as trustee from Liberty. But
he was watching the pool boy bonk his wife.
Yeah, but then he said he was blackmailed though. How was he blackmailed?
Well, blackmailed. He was going to come out and tell. He was going to tell about it.
No, he didn't arrange for that.
No. He was the pool boy was going to come out and tell.
I understand, but did Falwell want to watch? Is that like a thing?
I think so because he did it multiple years.
No. So it wasn't that he caught. He said he caught his wife.
No. That's what he originally said.
But it was really that he was watching it. It turned him on. Oh
God!
Maybe
the pool boy was a fluffer for.
A fluffer. What's a fluffer?
We talked about a fluffer the other day.
What is a fluffer again?
That's a woman who off camera who gets the.
Oh.
So maybe the pool boy
was a fluffer for him.
Yeah, for his fluffing.
I don't think so.
And he was doing it for 2 years.
I thought it was more than that. I thought it was multiple.
So Mark, the Bubble Boy here, man. I got the guy who does it. That's amazing.
Who is it?
You know the guy who
John Heyman. I don't know who he is.
Did you know that?
What?
The guy who voiced Scooby Doo. I played with him at.
Was Falwell's wife hot?
He belongs to.
Hello.
713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I am your consumer advocate, here to help solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make life a little easier. 40 years doing it here in Denver, and we are so proud that we have recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for people in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. 24/7 service. They even have this inspection special they do where they'll come out and adjust and tighten hinge bolts and check it all out and make it tip-top shape. It's not just a look. It's a full inspection and the cables and safety adjustments and they do that for like $80. They have 4 showrooms, and they also in Denver. They also are multi-state now, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Here's what I love: all of their prices are on the website. One Clear Choice Doors.com. 720-370-3987. One choice, one clear choice. That's it, oneclearchoicedoors.com. Okay, so we're talking about a purchase made in Salt Lake City. He took delivery, traded in a car, took it back. Now they say they can't get him the original interest rate. Now, there are different ways people write up deals, and you can get stung if you don't write up deals the right way. There was a popular practice back in the day, some of them still do it, where they would show this. They would show a purchase price on the contract. Then they would show any other dealer handling charges. Then they would show the trade-in and subtract that. And they'd come up with a net amount, and it would say amount due. Listen carefully. Amount due on or before a certain date. Then they would have another sheet
that says this dealer will attempt to find you financing, and they tell you what they're going to try to find you. But that buyer's order does not say contingent on financing. It just says amount due. So if you go to a dealer like that and the dealer says, we can't get you the rate or we can't get you the loan, you have to get your own. Yeah. Now, I'm not sure what he signed, but he thought he had a financed deal. Now, the good news is in Colorado, they have laws to protect you under certain things. It's not foolproof. I don't know what it is specifically in Utah, but there must be laws that govern it, like they can't sell the trade possibly before finance has been funded and certain things, but I don't know. So we need to dig into this. Here's the bottom line, Ryan. If they can't get you financing at that rate, was there anything to indicate that financing was being proposed and not guaranteed? I mean, why would you even take delivery of a vehicle before financing is approved? Why would you even do that? That's like moving into a home before a mortgage. See, car dealers have a nasty habit of giving you the impression that financing is completed and they deliver the car. Also, if you signed a specific kind of note, like the morons in Colorado do, guess what will happen? That note says that the dealer is financing you at this rate for this long with this payment, and then the dealer sells that note later on. But if they can't sell it, I've made the argument in the past successfully that the dealer's on the hook for the financing because they didn't say, by the way, this is contingent on us finding another lender. It just puts themselves down as the lender. So I need to know all of these things, Ryan. Did you have an actual finance deal?
It appeared to be. Like when I went out there
that's a good way of putting it.
I mean,
good way of putting it. It appeared to be.
I bought a car before, especially from a dealership, and so when he puts 30 pieces of paper in front of me to sign about the interest I'm getting, my trade-in allowance, all this stuff, I signed the entire closing documents, and then I get home and I realize it's changed, and they, the communication level with this dealership, it got drug on. That's why I'm at 3 months into it, and I still don't have the paperwork on the truck.
So how have you, if you're 3 months into it, have you been paying, what have you been paying for it?
I haven't been paid for anything. I received a notice from my previous loan that it got paid off on my car I traded in. And
that's really good
on that.
That's good news.
And they don't have my car to give me any more to take it back. I've kind of held my ground on what I signed on the 3.49%.
Well, I don't know what that said. I don't know what that said. Now, listen, many times with those low interest rates, those introductory rates, and by the way, 3.4 is not that low right now. For goodness sakes, they can do houses for that. They can do a car for that. But here's the deal. Many times on those introductory rates, though, it requires that you fill out a financial information, and if they say you signed it, you filled out something wrong, then it's your fault and they get you for fraud. I don't know what you told them. And why did they say you don't qualify?
I was bringing my dad as a co-signer for the purchase because my credit score is mid-600s, and my dad has an 841 credit score and well-paying job and assets, and there shouldn't be a problem with buying a $20,000 used truck. So this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, but
I tried to get my own financing from my personal bank.
But I need to know what you signed. Was it an approved deal or not? You don't even know. Do you have all?
It looks like an approved deal.
Okay. Do you have all the paper?
The way the paperwork deal went down, and I'm kicking myself for this, is I signed my copy at the dealership, and my dad couldn't make the drive with me to Salt Lake City, so we agreed that I would take the contract back to Denver. He would sign the paperwork. I'd drop it in the mail and send it to him. So they have the original copy, and I never took a copy of the contract
Ryan,
I signed.
You're telling me right now that you have no copy of any deal at all.
Not that original deal. I've asked for it several times, and you refused to give it to me. But since then,
Ryan, they're not going to give it to you because they're going to say they never made the deal. You have no proof they made a deal. You have nothing. Ryan, do you understand? You don't have it. My God, I mean, these guys paid off your loan. That's the good news. But you think you're sitting in the catbird seat, man. You're not. You're not in the driver's seat either. These guys, you don't have any proof of what you're telling me whatsoever.
Not for that deal, no.
What do you mean not for that deal? That's the only deal we're talking about. What other deal would there be?
Well, I have email confirmation that I got pre-approved from him.
Pre-approved for what? For what? For what rate? For how long? That's not a contract. Listen, Ryan, I don't want to say it again. You don't have a contract right now until you get it. And you say you've been asking for a copy and can't get it. You need an attorney to write a letter. This is a serious problem. You may not think it is, but you're facing, right now you can face a repossession. If you got to do it. You have a car you're not paying for right now. How much was being financed?
And if your dad's on that paperwork, if he did ended up signing stuff, you're putting his credit in jeopardy.
How much did you end up? How much is the amount financed according to contract?
The original was 19 for the truck. I had.
Listen, Ryan. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about original anymore. What I want to talk about is, well, I don't care about original or now or what. There was a price you paid for the truck, although you can't even prove that. So you don't know. You have a deal in front of you, though, right? You do have one they sent you to sign, and that one shows how much do you owe on that one. How much is due?
$24,000.
Okay, how much was due on the old one? Out of curiosity, the original one you're calling, was it $24,000? Because
no, there was a warranty involved in it. I had them take off.
Oh, okay. So the new one is less.
Yes, but I've caught them twice trying to add in additional stuff. It's kind of the reason why I'm calling.
But right now, the one that you have right now, did they sign it?
Yes.
Good. At least you have something.
The dealership?
Yeah, did the dealership sign? Good. At least now you have a purchase price, right? You have your trade-in.
Correct.
Okay, that's good, Ryan. And even though it's not the rate you want, really from what I'm reading or from what I'm hearing, the original one you signed and this one,
correct.
The only thing that differs is that you took some stuff off and the rate's higher, right? Those are the only things that differ between the old contract and this contract, right? They didn't increase the price of the truck. Okay, good. Good. Now we're getting somewhere. So now we're solid. And here's what I think you need to do now. You need to take that 24, that whatever is amount to be financed, you simply need to take that truck and that deal to a bank locally. If your dad's got good credit, just you don't have to finance to them. Get a loan and send them a check. You know, there is no dispute. Okay. There's no dispute that you owe the money, okay? The only dispute you have is how much they want to charge you. That's the only dispute as far as interest rate. So you got the important stuff in writing.
But he hasn't made one payment yet.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Here's why. What I'm saying is there is no lender. There's no lender right now. There's no lender saying you owe me this. You owe me this. It's only the dealer, and I think the dealer would be happy to just get the money. Now, the dealer might want a little carrying cost, but I wouldn't mention it, Ryan. What I would say is this. I'm trying to get local financing for the amount due and owing. And I just need to just give me a few days. Ryan, you should be able to get a loan. Does your dad bank with any banks around here? He must have a bank, right?
Yes, he does.
Car loans are plentiful. You can probably get a really good car loan. You already have the car. You already have that stuff. So try that. Well, nobody gets the title until you finance it. The title is at the dealer and will be sent to the finance company. That can be taken care of from a bank. The bank will contact the dealer. You have the contract. You have the down payment with your trade. I think now, was there any negative payoff on that trade that they had to put toward the new car?
Yes.
How much negative are you into it?
Got a break.
$6,100.
Oh my God. I'm just hoping that your dad will qualify for a new loan. That's what I would do first before I do anything else. Go out and get another loan.
Tell your smart.
Master than Duck Pro.
Gotcha. Thanks.
iHeartRadio. Then you can hear news and talk.
I thought he said he missed the repayments.
From iHeartRadio.
I was under the assumption too. Did he even make a payment?
No, he said he hasn't.
Yeah.
So is he driving around with temporary plates?
If they didn't make a payment, no one.
What's he saying? What nonsense is Mark saying?
He's not going to pay.
Right.
What's that, Mark?
I think he's missed the repayments.
No, Mark, they don't have it financed yet.
Yeah, he's had it since May.
But he doesn't have it financed. They're just holding it.
About the financing, I think they got paid from the credit union.
Mark, they don't have a loan. He didn't get approved. They're asking him to sign a new contract. He just doesn't listen. He just doesn't listen. And he thinks things that are wrong all the time and then claims to never be wrong. It's an amazing phenomenon.
It's a phenomenon.
For about $1,400 in the Denver metro area. That's installed with some upgrades and other stuff. They always give free estimates. There's no trick.
I know, for someone who's always wrong and then says he's not. It's amazing.
Discounts in addition to seniors, military.
And he still owes me $10.
I got Diet Coke.
Master 720-434-3406. 720-434-3406.
Volatile.
Hey Tom, 30 seconds till.
I don't know.
Mark, they couldn't have gotten a loan because he wasn't approved for the lower rate, and they asked him to sign a contract for the new rate.
I am Linda Gordon.
I was just under the impression they just made
Yes, sir.
We had to up your rate.
Got it.
Are you done with Ryan?
No.
Me at yourmoney.com. That's your money.
Yeah, I don't know.
.com or call 720.
I thought he said he has missed the repayments.
The air ducts in your home, of course, are critical to the cleanliness of your home and the health of your furnace and your health. Everything goes through the ducts. The duct work. And DuctPros, will clean those ducts. And they will do a great job with a truck-mounted vacuum. And then they come in with compressed air tools that go in and scrape and brush and agitate all of the ducts from each register. They do up to 10 vents, or they do up to 10 for just $290, just $15 for each additional vent. Most homes can be done for around $300, and then a free antimicrobial fogging for Martino listeners. You just ask for it. Make your home safe and clean and get your furnace healthy. DuctProsColorado.com, 303-578-3510.
You know, to think that Medicare was one big complex mystery. What's covered, what's not. Then I made one phone call to United Healthcare and got the answers I needed. In one call, I learned I could combine my Medicare coverage into a single plan.
Did anybody watch
with the AARP Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare.
Herschel. Walker? Oh, was he on that?
Wait, you talking about the black football player?
Yeah, Herschel.
I didn't know he was speaking.
Yeah, he spoke last night.
Okay. Did you watch the whole thing?
I did not watch. I didn't watch 2 minutes of it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Man, I watched. I can't believe you guys didn't.
That's 1-877.
I didn't watch any of the Democratic one either.
HCMedicaretoday.com.
Boy, I tell you, I looked on CNN. People like that Jake Trapper.
Who's that?
From CNN.
I don't know.
Oh, he's got a mustache and got some bad haircut. But
Talking head.
oh man,
Is he a correspondent?
I don't even know what you call it.
He doesn't have any mustache.
Desk guy,
He
whatever.
doesn't have a mustache.
Doesn't he?
He's got a show.
No, that's not him.
The CNN.
Oh, well, that's not him. No, but maybe I'm thinking of a different guy then. Must be.
Dan watches all these guys.
No, I don't. I don't watch it. I haven't watched CNN, I bet you, in 2-3 years.
Then
Wait a minute.
why are you talking about him?
Because you see his comments
No, that's
on the internet.
That's Jake Trapper.
I'm thinking of somebody else then. It's the...
Who's that other guy you love, the black guy that you love?
Oh, Lemon?
Yeah.
Oh, he is, talk about an ideologue.
Then
and
how
racist.
about the guy that talked about
How about Wolf the Shithead Blitzer?
a white lash?
Actually, I guess Butcher actually said it was pretty good. Some of the speeches were good.
I don't like
The
that.
white
speeches. Mark, do yourself a favor and listen to his speech.
Which one?
The one from that woman.
Nikki Haley.
Nikki, okay.
Oh, I'll bet you she's going to be...
No, you got it. Here's why. She made a speech that summarizes every major plank in the platform for Republicans, every one of them. She outlined every one of them, and I think you secretly have people going, yes! And somehow, with this speech and with this platform and the way things are forming, somehow Republicans have become the people of the common people, the party of the common people, and the Democrats have become some elite group.
Well, they're the party of the leftist progressive wing of the Democratic Party. They've taken over. As a bunch of there are no liberal Democrats.
Mark, your dad can't possibly be in favor of what the Democrats are doing now. He was never that radical.
He's an anti-Trumper to no end.
Yeah, but as far as the Democrats, he can't be in favor.
I don't know. I mean, he's an anti-Trumper.
Is he pro-riots?
He'd probably vote for Hitler over Trump.
Is he pro-riots?
You know, and I think...
I don't know.
Ask him.
I think I'm more anti-them than I am.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a lot of that was what a lot of the votes were anti-Hillary and because they just didn't.
They're losing touch with. I really believe they're losing touch with America.
I agree.
I think they're losing. They're just losing touch.
But they got the media behind them.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing.
That's true.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay.
I'm done with Ryan, but Ryan, I just want to say, Ryan, they couldn't get you the loan, right? They said you were not approved. Therefore, they're holding that car in-house. And dealers will only do that for a certain amount of time, and then they can legally repossess it. They can also demand some kind of payment from you for cost of money. They haven't even mentioned that yet. Get that loan as quickly as possible and get it done. Okay?
I really thought he had that loan in place.
There is no loan in place, right, Ryan? There is no existing loan. You never signed for a loan, right, Ryan?
Well, they've been sending me contracts to sign, and every time I get it, they try to add some stuff into it, and I've called them out on it twice.
All right. So here's the deal. You have to just get a loan ASAP. I don't even know why you didn't do that. Why are you waiting for them to present you with a loan? I mean, and you may not be able to get a 3.49% loan, but so what? You don't have anything to prove that to begin with. And personally, I don't think they're stupid enough to approve a loan that they didn't approve. In other words, I think you got the impression you were approved. But just talking to you, I can tell that there's probably some stuff missing from that. And I would just get a loan. Mark, don't you think he could get a 3.5% loan somewhere around here or less? Don't you?
I don't know, man.
I mean, aren't car loans cheap right now?
I don't know if they're that cheap. I've never quite... I never understood why they're not in line with mortgage rates, but they never have been.
Well, it's a higher risk, okay? It's a moving target, for one. But it's a shorter term, way shorter term.
Yeah, it's much easier to find some guy living in a house than some guy that took off in a car he's not paying for.
Yeah, and there's more damage that can be done, uninsured stuff, all kinds of stuff. Now, Omar, what's going on, Omar? What's happening?
Yes, I work at the airport, at Denver Airport.
Yes.
And they are they're not putting enough guards up there at the gate.
Now, what do you mean that they don't have enough? You're saying there's a shortage? Now, when you say a guard, do you mean the TSA people at the screening?
No, it's a private company.
Okay, but what does the private company, what do you guys guard at DIA?
Everything in the airport, the outside of the airport, like the gates and any area outside the airport.
Outside.
Around the airport.
You mean the perimeter?
So, like, no one can go through the fence to get onto the tarmac, right? Or they can't get anywhere.
So it's the perimeter. Yeah. The perimeter is what you're saying. Perimeter security, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
what is the issue?
In the afternoon, the gates are packed with basically employees and construction workers going in through the gates to the airfield, and there's only one person working there.
Okay, Omar, wait, don't keep adding. I need to hit one thing at a time. You're saying there's a gate that's very busy that only has one guard working there?
More than one gate.
More than one gate. And at these busy gates where there's only one guard, what is the consequence other than the guard is busy? Do people get through without him checking? What is
I got myself in trouble for letting somebody in because I had so much pressure, because I had so much stuff to do.
I get you. I get it. So what he's saying is that there's so many people bombarding the gate with only one guy there that people can get through. So are you complaining about the lack of security for all of us, or the overworking conditions, or both?
I would say both.
Yeah, it sounds pretty dangerous if that's the way it is.
Did you get in trouble?
I got suspended for 30 days.
Okay.
Because had a lot of work that day.
So Mark, you said bingo. So Mark thinks you're complaining because you got suspended, and they're really...
No, of course he is. Until he got suspended, it probably wasn't an issue, and I'm not saying his complaint isn't justified. No, I just knew the story had to be going somewhere.
So you're calling because... not for the good of mankind, that we all need better security, but also because you were suspended unfairly, you think, right? And what do you belong to any kind of a labor organization, or are you all independent?
No, I belong to a union.
Okay. So, who is the company that employed you?
HSS.
What's the name?
HSS.
HSS?
Yes.
Okay, and it's a private security company. A private security company. And
yeah, I think they have gray uniforms. I've seen them.
And are other workers upset? Are other workers upset?
Yes.
Do you think any of them would talk about it? I want to know if it's endangering the airport security, and how is it endangering the security? That's that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to figure that out. So
yeah, it's endangering because we're trying to do the best we can, and it's a lot of work for one person.
It looks like HSS is hired around the country, and they have a specialized division for aviation border security.
Got a break soon.
Yes.
They do health care as well. They do government facilities. So I'm trying to figure out who we go to. Someone at DIA. I mean, first of all, how many people, why do they need more than one guard at a gate? I don't get it. How many was it designed for? How many, do you think there should be more than one because they're busy, but is it designed for that? Or are you saying that most of these guards feel under pressure because they get a long line?
I believe so.
Well, you know what? I'd like to look into it. Hold on a sec. We'll come back to you. Hold on.
Clear. Johnson Construction.
Yeah, Mark can do the Art of Granite. I've done several there. Okay.
This is Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown at 6:30.
I have a hard time believing a union went to be.
Got it.
It's coming up pretty soon.
Now,
right after this.
Traffic. This report is sponsored.
store.
No stalls, accidents, or other major problems being reported on any of the highways here in the metro area. In fact, traffic moving at posted speed pretty much wherever you might be headed. Out in the Hudson area, roadwork continues on I-76 at Highway 52 with some lane closures. That's causing some slowing through there, especially on the eastbound side of I-76. Your forecast for today,
Mike,
this
the disgruntled employee
you could see some isolated thunderstorms.
stinger was going off in my head with that guy.
Especially with the union.
Yeah, that was no.
He doesn't have a union, you guys.
Yeah, no, he said union. I thought he said union. Did he not say union?
I didn't hear that. What did he say about a union?
That he was a union. Yeah.
Then why doesn't he go to the fucking union?
You're absolutely right.
Guys,
Price to sell and build Ford proud. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event on now at your local Ford stores.
you know, we have a real problem in Colorado and around the country with bad roofers. I urge you to use qualified, trusted roofers like Johnson Roofing and Restoration. On my referral list at referrallist.com, he's been in business for more than 14 years. Roofsbyjohnson.com. That's the place to go to find out about Chase Johnson and his company. They don't take any money up front. They never require that you sign over that insurance check, and they don't have any cancellation clauses that ding you. They guarantee 100% satisfaction, and they want you to be happy with them. They do, by the way, commercial roofing as well, even flat roofing, multifamily. If you have an HOA that needs a great qualified roofer, remember, roofsbyjohnson.com. They also do, of course, tile roof. They have a tile boneyard. They also do residential, including hail-proof roofs. 303-719-ROOF. 303-719-ROOF.
Baby boomers, please flatten the tax curve and protect your retirement. Regardless of the presidential election, leftists want to tax you out of your retirement. National talk show host and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution will show you the proven tax and retirement saving strategies that are saving smart retirees thousands.
These guys do a lot of private security.
Yeah.
Avoid the
Hey, Tom, can
tax after
Daphne ask him off the air if whether he's in the union or not? Because I think we were confused about that.
Yeah, we'll ask. I'll ask him.
I'm
I mean,
pretty
that's
sure
really,
he
you
said,
should go to them.
Yeah, it belongs.
Three of them in the art of granite. Guess what? The
let me tell you,
granite
unions stick up pretty good.
you pay only for what you need, not by the slab. There's also, it's a one-stop place. They have beautiful sinks, they have beautiful cabinets. I personally use Mitch Fluoria numerous times in the house I'm doing this commercial from, and every single time it has been a beautiful job, and it's very simple to do as well. Give Mitch a call right now, and like I said, you can have that beautiful new kitchen, beautiful new bath. Oh, by the way, if you get the kitchen done, guess what? The bath is generally free. 303-386-5919. He beats these big boxes up and down, too. Not just in service, but also price. 303-386.
I just don't know what to do here for this guy.
The art of granite.
He's basically bitching because he got suspended. We can't help him with that.
No,
All we
no.
can help him with is exposing. But I don't even know. I mean, is there really a problem?
Well, that's what I say.
I'm Simon Enever, founder
So he's not. So he's only complaining because of work because he got expended. If it's so busy.
If you let someone through fucking security, that shit goes through.
So if it's such a bad job, he can always quit.
No, he's saying that. Yeah. He got in trouble. He's pissed off. That's what it boils down to.
We also deliver fresh brush heads, toothpaste, and floss refills.
I think he got canned, Dan, or at least he got suspended.
30 days suspended.
Yeah.
Good customers today.
Quit your bitching, I say.
What if they let people through airport security without getting checked? That's a fucking problem.
It's a bad thing.
No, but the gate. That's right.
That's why they call it security.
The guy probably went, hey, look up there, and then he
What's that down by your shoe?
Hey, I said I can tell you what kind of shoes you're wearing.
Well, let me look at him. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Next time you need a garage door repair or replacement, call
Mark, ask him. Did that guy pull the shoe joke on you?
I'm looking when we just point to the sky. Look up there.
Finally arrived in the front range. Michael Brown here. Now, some of us might have a receding hairline or thinning.
Where'd that guy go?
Like me, all three. But we no longer have to travel to see to get the very best in hair restoration. Advanced
I heard it.
decades experience using state-of-the-art technology where your new
Some might have thinning hairlines, some might have receding hairlines, or like me, all three.
In fact, remember what, didn't they get, what's his name, Biden for that? Who was it that said, it's a three-letter word, J-O-B-S,
Oh, that was Biden.
That was Biden.
Yeah.
So that's like he said, A and B, all three of them.
Special financing, 253 hair grafts, and
That is pretty funny.
He said thinning hairline and what?
Receding hairline, and I've got all three.
The best team and the best technology in hair restoration right here in the front range. So pick up the phone and call.
I wonder if Ant will tell him.
No, I'm going to do it on the air.
With before and after photos at advancedhair.com.
It's more important than ever right now to reach out to your customers.
And this thing with his grandmother, you see that Doug has?
You've updated your delivery
Doug.
That grandparent scam? AARP puts that almost in every article. Don't fall for this grandparent scam.
Adbuilder.com to create your free radio app. It's affordable and customizable. You can
You know about that. They call up and say, your grandchild is in an accident.
Oh yeah, my grandma, my mom's had it 3 or 4 times.
Custom radio app.
This is Dave Logan with the law office.
One time she made it all the way to the bank.
Really?
And they talked her out of it at the bank.
630 KL, an iHeart radio station.
I'm Tom Martino. Here's what I'm confused about. I want to get right to it. By the way, Omar said he was suspended from his job for letting a guy through without checking him because he was busy. So he's saying the guards are overworked up there, and as a result, there's a lack of security. It sounds to me like, really, and Omar, it sounds to me like that company is on top of security, and they actually suspended you for what you complained about, for letting people through. So in other words, they don't sound lax to me. And I know you dropped off, and I hope you're listening, but we can't really help you with that. Your company suspended you for a good reason, the very reason you're calling to complain about, which is they don't have a lot of security at the gates, and people are getting through. And you were suspended for it. So it actually contradicts why you're calling. You're calling to say that they overwork the guards, people are getting through. But they seem to be addressing that problem by suspending you. And I don't know what I can do about that. You need to contact your union. I think he said, I didn't hear it, but you guys heard him say he was part of a union. Now, as far as security at the airport, no, that would not be a good thing if people were getting in through the perimeter because of a lack of security. And we will look into that. When I say look into it, we're not going to personally go there, but we will see if people follow up after hearing the show, the podcast, and all of that. We get follow-ups, and we'll see if this becomes an issue. All right? Now, it's important, though, that you know that when people call, many times, we always listen for the reason people call. And that tells us a lot. Like, for example, when we get a call from somebody who had a contractor work on their home, and the job's been done for 4 months, they never complained about the work, but all of a sudden now, they're nitpicking the entire job. Why do you think that is? Why? Anybody want to say? It's because the contractor's looking.
They didn't pay and they just leaned their property.
That's right. They're looking for an excuse not to pay or not to pay the whole job. And all of a sudden they have a laundry list of problems, yet that was just fine while the contractor wasn't bugging them for money. So we always look for reasons people call. Now, let's talk to Doug. He said about a grandparent scam that goes on. This is a really common scam. And I hope I never get to the age where this is going to happen to me, where I hope I do get to that age, actually, and beyond it. No, what I mean is I hope I never am so gullible. Someone says, hey, Grandpa, Grandma, this is your grandson. Oh, Timmy. Yeah, I'm Timmy. Yeah, that's who I am. I'm Timmy. You know, it's like... and then they talk to you and you don't recognize it. So is that what happened, Doug?
That's pretty much what happened there, but of course they used the excuse that he had a broken jaw, so it was hard to understand.
Oh, what was the story? That's a different one, Doug. You got to give him an A for creativity. How did it actually happen? Just tell me what happened.
It just so happened that I was at the house when they called.
And what did they say?
Called and said it was his your oldest grandson. And of course, she's got several grandkids, so she said it was your oldest grandson, and that he was in an accident, didn't want his dad to know.
But did he know the name? Did he know his name?
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
so he says,
They
"Hey,"
didn't say his
and
name.
did Grandma say, "Oh, is this you, Timmy?"
Yep. Yep, exactly.
And you were
Exactly.
listening.
So then they knew.
Okay, then what?
And then he said he needed to call this lawyer to get him out of jail.
Go ahead. And then what did they want? Money? Did they want money?
Well, they didn't get that far. They said you need to call this guy M. Kelly at a Kentucky number.
And what was M. Kelly going to do?
He was a lawyer that was supposedly going to get him out of jail.
Oh, I get it. Now, do you think this grandma would have fallen for this if you weren't there?
Yep.
Really?
Absolutely.
Honest to goodness. And what are you in relation to her? Is this your mom or your grandma?
Yep, it's my mom. My mom.
And the kid that the kid that he was supposed to be, is that your son?
It is. Yep.
So he was pretending to be your son.
Correct.
Did you get on the phone?
No, because they hung up before I could get involved because he was trying to, he said, I don't want my dad to know. So this guy was trying to keep him from me talking to him.
Did she put it on speaker?
No, I could hear what was going on the other side. So
how did you, but hold on, here's what I want to know. How do you know she would have fallen for it, your mom?
Because she's that way, and she's listening, so she's going to be mad at me. But she...
how old is she?
She's 80.
Yeah.
And Doug, tell Tom why the phone number most likely is no longer working.
Well, I called the number back immediately and asked him where he was, and I told him I was going to come put my foot all the way up his...
Yeah, don't say it. Okay. Well, actually, you can
he's
say
probably disconnected.
But, man, that is the phone number really disconnected? Or no longer
Yeah, I tried it. It's fast, busy, not working.
Wow. This is, by the way, this is a good reminder. And that's what Deputy Doc, was that what you were going to do, a reminder? Because you've heard about it?
I was just going to say it's always a broken jaw or a broken nose, so that they always say that. It's been an accident, and he's had some kind of problem with speaking, and that's why he doesn't sound like himself.
Oh, but I've heard it where they don't do that, but this is a new twist on it for me. I had not heard that before, but isn't that something? They make a reason for them not sounding like they should. Oh, my goodness. But they really hope that you give the name. Now, that's the fun, yeah, Timmy, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Timmy. Yeah. Well, then she says, well, I just was fooling. I don't have a Timmy. Who do you have? Johnny? Oh, yeah. How silly of me. But in any case, remember this, though. It's called the grandparents scam. And we really can't assume that people are savvy enough to resist this stuff. In fact, if you have elderly relatives and loved ones right now, you should check with them. You should check for several kinds of scams that target them recently, and I'll go over them and more coming right up.
Clear, Rocky Mountain Retro, and Get Found Fast.
He's got that. Tell him that, though.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
Nice and quiet on the drive around the metro area right now.
You got it.
Accidents or other major problems being reported on any of the highways around town. Shouldn't have any problem getting wherever you might be headed. But out in the Hudson area, road work is continuing on 376 at Highway 52 with some lane closures. That's causing some slowing through there, especially slow on the eastbound side of 76. Your forecast for today, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon. We could see some isolated thunderstorms. High today heading to upper 90s will cool off to over 60 tonight. And then tomorrow,
fucking knock out 4 hours of best
in the mid-90s. It's 96 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KNOW.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on...
Here we go, 10-second Rocky Mountain Red Pro Long.
But hurry, like summer, these savings will not last. Price to sell and build Ford proud. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event on now at your local Ford stores.
You know, a better insulated home is good all year round. Even in the hot weather, of course, your air conditioning will work less, or your whole house fan. What you really need is to check the insulation in your home with a free estimate from Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. I really believe in this company. They have been making homes more energy efficient throughout the Front Range, and they can do yours too. Now, if you want to know if you really need it, you can have an energy audit done that just really costs you out of pocket $175. And they put on a blower door and they do something called thermal imaging, and they can tell to a science where your air leakage is. If it turns out you need better insulation, they can do that for you like no other company. From outside the home, in just a day or so, they fill every nook and cranny with this space-age foam. This foam doesn't get hard. It's not an epoxy. It's a wonderful fluffy foam that fills every nook and cranny with a high insulating factor. PhoneYourWalls.com will show you this amazing process. Then call for a free estimate. You have nothing to lose. PhoneYourWalls.com.
We're all doing grocery shopping and cooking at home these days due to the pandemic. And although our new recipes might not always be a hit, one meal that will always knock it out of the park is Redbird Farms chicken. It's juicy, tender, and delicious. You've never tasted chicken this good. Redbird Farms chicken at King Soopers, Safeway, and City Market. Redbird Farms chicken. You can't put a price on great taste.
Grill it, fry it, put it in parms. As long as you make it Redbird Farms.
GetFoundFast.com, their company name says it all. If you have a website and you want to get found fast, when people search for whatever you do on
Get Found Fast.
These are your guys, and what I love about
That was really good work. Deputy B found that woman that clinic, and she's on her way.
I was hoping you were going to ask him how much. Was it free or whatever?
I didn't find that out.
Yourself tips that you can take advantage of. But they will do this 100% for free. They'll tell you about all their services.
Was Bill Clinton talked at the...
Yeah, the Democratic he did. He said how lazy Trump was.
Get found fast.
And that's one thing that people really haven't said, that he's lazy, because the guy is always up. He rarely sleeps.
Give them a call. Take advantage of all the freebies they got going right now. Get found fast.
And here's the guy that inserted a foreign object into a woman in the White House.
Do you believe that?
Absolutely.
Oh, no, that I believe. I'm sorry. But do you believe the thing about Biden?
She said it right after it happened. She reported it right after it happened.
Oh, it's not like now.
Right. And that's why it's such a, you know, that Blasey Ford did it 40 years later, and there was zero that she had ever even talked to anybody besides maybe her husband, who probably lied for her.
To get started, a beautiful little kitchen of that awesome kind we always wanted. Right time? Of course, Dad. With our unique cabinet.
But what's so bad about it is the Chameleon hammered Kavanaugh on it, but she just said on the Biden here, now she's on his ticket without any investigation whatsoever. And the report is in the Delaware, what was it, Delaware school, and they won't go get it.
That's what we do. Whether it's a cluster shower conversion or a whole new 5-piece bath, our family business will make it special, just like we've done for decades.
Now, did he mean to penetrate, or just was he such a fumbler when he stuck his hand down her skirt?
Just by accident. Oh, how did my hand get there? Must have been while I was daydreaming.
800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Yeah, look up Tara Reid. It's on Wikipedia. You can look at it.
Let's bump it up tonight.
Come on, Limu, keep pedaling. We got to build our endurance to let more people know that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
The best deal in the world, man.
Pick up the Pittsburgh legs.
Hey, don't talk to Limu like that.
I'm not. I'm talking to you.
Liberty, 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 Liberty. Get a customized quote at libertymutual.com.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Most people know that Mr. Clean Magic Eraser removes crayon and scuff marks from walls, but did you know it even cleans tough kitchen and bathroom messes that are sometimes tough to tackle?
Hey, Dan?
Yes.
We were supposed to get hamburgers today, we forgot.
What?
Erase cloudy hard
Damn it.
spots in your
We'll have to do it tomorrow.
Or is that Wednesday?
Oh, tomorrow's hamburger day, okay.
Okay.
So for all your tough kitchen and bathroom messes, try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
It's Brian with Advanced Mud Jack.
I'm going to go out in this 98-degree weather and play golf.
About your sinking concrete. Call
Is it 98 out?
And
Let
I'll
me
show you
see.
how to fix it and save money.
96.
When I got up this morning, I got up about 4:30 or 5. It was 72 out.
September 1st, 8/7 Central.
And then it dropped to 68. Have you noticed that in the morning? It always cools off right before.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know, but I'll tell you, I'm going to have to play golf next Tuesday. It's going to be only 78 degrees. That's like a 20-degree drop.
You better get a coat.
Can you believe that? 78 degrees next Tuesday?
Now it'll probably, just like in the spring, you know, where it's cold, 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 then hot.
Yep.
Now it'll be hot, 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 then cold.
78 is perfect.
Yeah, 78 is good.
I picked up a bad week for Tom in 2017.
What's that, did he say?
A bad week for Tom, and he picked out
Oh, really?
for his thing.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I want to tell you about Paul the Waterman, waterpros.net. He has a system, Kinetico water filtering system, that'll do away with your need for bottled water. It's not electric. It runs off the power of the water. It's wonderful. High capacity pre-filter, a reverse osmosis, and carbon post-filter, all in one compact unit that fits under the sink. They also do whole house units. Paul the Waterman, waterpros.net. Waterpros.net. The man, this is a field filled with dishonesty, so you need someone you can trust in water. 303-862-5554. This is an incredible system. 303-862-5554, waterpros.net. Okay, so let's go to the phones. This is something I want people to watch out for, okay? Ernie had a grand... Oh, wait. Ernie, you actually had this happen to you?
Yes.
Somebody, what did they say?
I got a phone call. I got a grandson he's in the Air Force.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was him. He says, I don't want you to...
His phone's cutting out.
Yeah, your phone's cutting out, Ernie. Your phone's cutting.
Me all the time. He said, I'm so ashamed. And he was talking, and I said, who is this? He said, it's your grandson. And I said, okay. You don't sound like my grandson. He says, well, that's because I had an accident, car wreck, and I broke my nose, and I can't hardly breathe. I had an accident, and I got charged with DUI. This girl I hit, she's pregnant. I don't know if she's going to lose her baby.
Oh, my God. What did he want from you, Ernie? He wanted you to help pay for the lawyer?
$10,000.
And did you didn't fall for it, did you?
I almost did.
What got you out of it, Ernie?
The guy told me, he says, I want you to go, he said, I want you to overnight this money to me. I got to get him out. And he says, get a couple of magazines, 2 or 3 magazines, get big bills, and put it in the leaves of the magazine and overnight it to me. And he's talking, and I said, well, do I have to? I said, I can't do that. I'm an elderly man, and I says, I got a son-in-law that's in the police force, and I says he could help me. He said, well, he don't want nobody to know about it or whatever. I says, when I addressed the package, I said, I need to use his middle name. He said, I don't know his middle name. And that's what woke me up.
Ernie, I am so happy that did not happen to you. By the way,
Thank God.
How is your health? Are you doing good?
I'm doing great.
Thank you,
great. I didn't know you would remember me.
Of course I do. You're still cancer-free?
Yes, sir.
God bless you. Okay, also, in addition to that, it's the romantic scam. Watch out for that. These elderly people get sucked in, and they say that they're interested in them romantically. Watch out for that. Okay, don't forget referralist.com for help, information, referrals, and the whole team's ready to help you at 303-MARTINO.
I'll tell you,
All right, good show.
You know another big
People
one
are amazed that I remember them.
Tom, the Medicare thing, they sent them a brace, and because they don't get billed for it, Medicare gets billed these ridiculous fees. And
Yes, I'm listening, man.
no, people don't get billed for it, so they don't care about it. They say, "Oh, my doctor must have ordered this for me."
Oh, that's a good
And because they don't get billed, it gets billed to Medicare.
Gotcha.
They don't worry about it.
Okay, but
see y'all.
Then Medicaid gets billed like